Yes, Max got us all Yankee candles that say about the bone.
Win got us all Yankee.
Yes, specifically from Win.
No saying it.
Some Win.
Win would have gotten you all like
It was
Swords.
one of those like
daggers.
you had to buy the
Here's a dagger
so
I
you got to
looted.
put his name
Here's
on
a
it.
dagger I looted off of somebody.
You idiots! We've all got swords. We made that joke at TeslaCon this year.
Oh my god, I love it. Where's
And they said, "You idiots! We've all got ray guns," and everybody like in the audience and people at the stage took them out. It was very funny.
All right, there we go.
Where's my dicer?
Somewhere. Probably.
Here, you want to just yoink from a bag?
Box over there.
The
Regardless.
Hero Forge box.
No, yeah, the Hero Forge box. Anyway,
Are you ready?
welcome to the Bone Room.
Hi.
Because we spent so much time in the fucking woods.
Did spend a lot of time in the woods, but I mean, it's a fantasy story. I feel like woods are a common thing.
Hunting werewolves.
I was not complaining.
Where did the cat go? He came over here and then he...
under the table and went some other way.
Okay, good. As long as he went some other way. He's just in a I want to mess with everything mood.
You set it on top of the lid,
Other way?
that way it's like a base. It doesn't like jiggle or move.
I like that.
It doesn't slide. That's
Love
awesome.
it.
Cool stuff.
This is gonna be our 2020 smell. Oh, that is so cool.
So I have already shown Sarah the ship.
It's pretty cool.
Well, that makes sense.
You
For-
gotta know it pretty intimately.
Yes. If you know what I'm talking about.
I assume the captain's quarters or somewhere.
Somewhere in this 3 levels
We're
of
on a boat.
cool laser engraved wood. I'm happy about it. And welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
So, it's been, for us, recording this, about
3 weeks.
3 weeks
Yeah.
since we've played. I mean, we played a one-shot in between there, which will have been released by the time this one has been, so
Yeah.
that's some fun time nonsense.
So fun.
But, to catch everybody up, last time on Welcome to the Bone Hero,
Everything went to shit.
well, everything was
hanging
in
with
the
bang.
midst of going to shit, and you had just been confronted by this massive fucking beast, a Garistro, from the abyss, a fiend. It charged down the street, aided by some imps. You had this magnificent battle during which Anuka nearly died.
Oh my god, she got fucking gored.
Yeah.
That was terrifying.
Oh my god.
Nigel was basically out of everything and passing out on your shoulder, but was able to like launch a singular spell to help out.
It was pretty badass.
The ancient elven guardian of the castle prison also showed up to help because apparently it was level 3 of the castle prison that was unleashed. And you fought this Garistro, and you thought for a little while about running away, but then after you got some additional allies, you fought the thing, and you did end up killing it. While Shar cut off a finger of the Garistro for a ring.
Do that.
It had rings.
You
on
wanted
it.
a big ring. It's important to note that as you
wear it
were
as a
moving, the Garistro's finger itself becomes sort of a gross black sludge, and the ring's still there.
Okay, yeah.
You've got a ring that's about like the size of a head.
So I had
Wow. Okay.
It's
It's like a choker.
just a massive choker.
I need to get my notes out. Hang on. I'm like.
Yeah, I don't know if I have mine open. I don't
Yeah.
remember how to do this.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
Yes, I think I've got everything open. I've got 3 documents. That doesn't seem like enough. I'm used to the tournament where I had
on a boat.
6 things open.
Yeah, right.
Because I had to keep track of what everybody else was doing at the same time. Anyway,
Why can't I find this?
so you killed it, Shar got a ring, and then out of the ether, a shadowy tornado appeared, and out of the shadowy tornado came Salvador Destori and Elena Desford.
Okay,
there
here
was
we
a
go.
tense standoff, is how I will describe
tried to
it.
kill me.
Where he
Almost.
Elena froze you
Thought about
using sort of a
killing me.
telekinesis and told Salvador that Kieran was the one that had the stones, Salvador also cut out another stone, a black one. You can guess which school that aligns with.
If only I knew the schools.
That would help.
I think
Right.
Ace
Let me
would
go
be
through
the only
this,
one.
This book.
Technically?
You all saw him get it out.
What are we talking about?
That's
Kieran
Salvador
stone
cut out
of
a
the
black
Garistro.
stone from the Garistro's.
Yeah.
It's probably the other stone of Morlos, another stone
No,
of
in
Morlos,
terms
right?
of what school.
They align
of-
with schools. Of
Yeah,
magic.
what school of magic was
Oh, I don't know. Reanimating monsters?
it from? I think Lily.
I mean,
Ding, ding.
there's only one that aligns with.
I'll take-
It's necromancy.
I'll take foreshadowing for 800, Cameron.
Yeah, but anyway, Blackstone,
Sweet.
and
So,
after a tense moment where Lilia turns into her necrotic shroud and scares Salvador, but that, according to the game rules, and I will defend this, the creature doesn't have to. You can't willingly move closer, but you don't have to run away because it's not like turn undead. So him just standing his ground was perfectly valid, and I don't know, I had lots of arguments with myself about it over the past 3 weeks. And then Lilia came in between Kieran and Salvador. Salvador attacked Lilia and was able to cut her open, but she didn't die, luckily. And Elena did eventually grab the 2 stones from Kieran's bag, hand them to Salvador, and they teleported away with her weird shadow magic creepiness. Then you were like, well, that sucks, and continued running through the city. You met up with Joseph and not Joseph in sort of a place they had set up as a shelter for people. They were using their weird glass balls to produce food and whatnot for everybody. You weren't entirely sure how they were accomplishing this, but it was pretty cool. You had a short rest there, at least a few of you, everybody who needed it, and Lilia acquired one of the balls from Joseph or not Joseph.
that will do something.
And Joseph said, use this on your enemies and make sure your friends aren't too close.
Ooh. Chaos
So-
magic, baby.
I just
Lilia
really
has
wonder
that.
how close.
I know, right?
Right. Just
It's
everyone back off.
20 foot plus
Yeah.
minimum.
So she has that. Who knows if somebody will have to control her tonight.
Not it.
That's a thing that needs to happen.
I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Otherwise, I will
Well,
play
take
a
turns.
really impotent version of Lilia.
I mean, it's fine. We'll just go. She'll be quiet until we need her.
Okay.
Fearless leader.
All right. Then you
I'll open her tab just in case we need a reference.
There we
Sure.
go.
You continued running. You decided to stop by Tupin's Tinctures and Tonics, which was completely almost destroyed. But luckily, he was able to bring out Char's Moonflowers and get them back to her. And then you continued. You ended up at the docks, at the harbor. And there were more monsters attacking. And Jack was fending off some hellhounds and some imps, as well as Ernesto Strada, the captain of the Deepwater, who you met in session 2. So we weren't recording at that point, but it was a cool trip across the Ventress Channel.
We met some pirates.
You ran into some pirates.
You had a one night stand.
Ernesto had
Is it a one night
It
stand?
depends.
Let's find out, yeah.
Kieran and
Kieran and Ernesto
listening.
hit it off.
It was the
Fantastic
start of a
night.
beautiful story.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because it started at third base doesn't make it any less legitimate.
Sure.
It's like the Tinder route.
Okay, fair.
My notes say
Skip
my
the friendship.
Garistro Claw had 2 rings on it.
Okay. You've
Whatever.
got 2 giant.
Two choker size.
Giant. They're like the size of a crown, I imagine.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty
Fucking
big.
huge.
This is a
Awesome.
massive monster that you cut the
Great.
sludgy thing. They're also all covered in sludge.
The fuck did I do that for?
You were just
Because
In
Watch.
the moment.
In the moment.
felt right.
I was having a
somewhere.
moment.
It's a lot of gold,
I'm
man.
adjusting
You can
this
sell that
so
off.
that
No,
the
watch
claw
is
is
gonna
not
turn
there.
out to
It's
be
just
like
the 2
mithril
giant
rings.
rings
Sure, sure.
covered in sludge.
Covered in sludge.
So, after you defeated the Hellhounds and Imps relatively handily, but for some reason it took forever.
Took a while.
It was really funny. It was just everybody kept
It
missing.
was all spread
Well,
out.
we
yeah.
kept bringing them all down to 1.
Yeah.
Almost every single one.
Lamar,
Step
you
over.
are the least.
over.
Here I come.
Oh Lord, he coming.
Oh Lord, he coming.
You are not a dexterous individual.
Hey, the cable's still there.
He's a chunk.
That one's his, his throwaway stat.
Yeah.
Anyway, you then decided. Jack was like, "My ship. I'd love to take you wherever you need to go, but my ship's pretty small." And Ernesto was right there anyway, so it made sense to go on Ernesto's ship, and he was more than willing to have you aboard. So you got on the Deepwater, and you headed away from Arkala, seeming to be calming down as far as the fiend attack went, and the red cloud that had been unleashed from the castle prison receded away. So,
We're on a boat.
you're on a boat, motherfuckers.
And what a boat it is.
And yes, so for podcast listeners, I found a website, and they sell them on Amazon too,
dope.
that sells like laser
so
engraved, put together wood things.
It's so cool.
And I bought a boat. So it's like 3 tiers. There's like the main deck, the lower deck, and then the sort of upper deck when you go up the stairs on the main section of the boat. And it's got all 1-inch grids and stuff, so you can actually use it as a battle map as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, where are our minis?
They're in the box.
Can we just have them just for fun? Sure. On the boat?
Put yourselves on the boat. So, I had forgotten that I was maybe playing D&D at Thanksgiving, and I put them in my suitcase.
Oh.
I think they must be all in there, unless they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Good. So we have them now. What spell did you get? Noah?
Haste.
Oh, haste is great.
Yay.
But don't use it on Kieran, as we discovered in the Werewolf King fight, because it's useless.
What?
Haste is a useless spell on a cleric.
Literally, the only
yeah.
reason it got used was because I was out of health potions and you were down.
Yep. So,
Yeah, it didn't do much for me.
So you can take that off of your
I don't think I had that one.
no, it was
No,
it was a potion, one of the essences of the Orphaling.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still have one of them
Oh, okay, cool.
because there were 2 of them.
All right. So,
Yes.
I also bought this candle, which is supposed to smell like brine water seas.
What company is it?
Cantrip candles.
Okay.
Nice.
I have the cleric one, and it was given as a gift before I played Kieran actually,
Sure.
and I recently was like, oh shit, that's perfect.
I also have a dungeon
It
one,
smells really
but
good.
I can barely smell this one, so it's not very strong.
Here's Ernesto.
The cleric one is like it's got like a pine base, so it's very
Sure.
strong.
All right, let me set up the music.
Yes.
Where's Ernesto?
Probably on the deck.
I don't have much of a sense of
Or
smell.
like
I
up
know.
at the
We're-
Yeah, I mean he'll be at the wheel, right?
That this?
Yes.
Decade of diarrhea.
All right.
I'm in wherever the
Home
bedroom-
sweet home.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're
Lilia
It doesn't matter right now, but you
Gotcha.
can, in your mind, pretend that you're on the ship somewhere. So
Lilia's in the bedroom with. Sorry.
as you
with Daisy.
leave and Arkala disappears over the horizon, Ernesto and Alakian are. Alakian is the
That tiefling, yeah.
the first officer or the
Mate.
fuck. There's
First
a
officer.
there's a word for it.
Bosun.
First
I
mate.
think it's bosun. Because I literally bought Ghost of the Salt Marsh only for this rule set.
Oh my god.
So it is first mate, yeah, and he also operates as sort of a navigator. But yes, so Elakian and Ernesto are on the side of the ship, and they're sort of looking over at the Arkala as it disappears, and it's dark out, but the crew has lit up some torches. They're all around. You can see nicely on the ship itself. You can see about 10 feet out into the water, and as you can hear,
We're on the boat. We're on the ocean.
you've got open water.
Kieran changes into his flippy floppy.
if
In my
My flippy floppies.
I may,
I'm flipping
Nala-
on the
that song from our lives.
Nala would have brought up dancing lights and would have done. They're just continually going around the ship as
neat.
far
Okay.
as they are.
Gotta
Just
get
That won't be super annoying or anything.
yeah, and
If you're a sailor, sure.
just keeping an eye out for
Or maybe they could
any
just go in a circle like right
demons.
here.
Keeping an eye out for them.
Anywhere in the direction that Arkala is. They're in the direction that Arkala is.
So they're
kinda
at the-
going.
the stern.
Stern. I know these words.
You know who doesn't?
Sure.
The one that spends time on boats.
And yeah,
so-
using my spell sniper ability to look, see if there's any demons.
Okay,
going on.
so you keep an eye out. Make a perception check just for funsies.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Don't see any
I
demons.
see nothing.
It's pretty dark. Yeah.
Don't see any demons.
We're doing
You
great,
see-
guys.
So
Some fish.
First roll.
after a little while, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes out, so you're now on the open seas. Elakian and Ernesto bring everybody together, including you guys and the crew. And Ernesto says to everyone, "All right, I know we lost a few people in that battle. And I just want to say that I am proud of each and every one of you aboard the Deepwater for doing your duty and doing the best you can. I am proud every day of having a crew, this crew that I have. Now, as you can see, we have brought on some old friends. A few of you will recognize them. I know I've switched a few of you out, but... and Elakian says, "Oh, yes. Well, hello there.
We have a
Good to see you again."
Play another game of that dice with you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Anytime. Unfortunate that these are the circumstances that we meet again, but welcome aboard. And Ernesto says, yes, so they will be joining us for the foreseeable future. Because, and I want to make sure that the rest of the crew is all right with this, I have been getting very bored hopping back and forth between Arkala and Port Hall for the past 2 years. And I'm itching for a little adventure. And it just so happens that we have a couple of adventurers on board now. And they have a place where they need to go, or maybe a few places. We're going to figure out where exactly, but as long as everybody's cool with that, our next mission will be somewhere new and exciting, and I hope you'll all be on board for that. And Elakian pipes in and says, regardless if you're not, we'll find someone who is if you're not at Port Hall, because we have to go to Port Hall because we have about less than a week's worth of supplies. And a few of our sails were singed a bit in that battle, so we will be stopping there. And if you want to leave or whatever, we can make our goodbyes, or you can stay on board and we will go to wherever we need to go next. So, everybody on the crew is dismissed, right, Ernesto? Sorry, I don't mean to take your speech away from you. And Ernesto's like, yeah, that's fine.
Is the crew like all cool with it? No one seems.
And when
Yeah.
they said that, they were
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, they were
Pretty
okay.
much the
Okay.
murmurs were
Yeah.
positive.
Okay.
All crews on deck right now?
Right now, yes.
How
They're all-
many-
Except
how many
Lilia
are on
and
the-
Daisy, who are asleep.
How many how many are in the crew?
Let's find out.
I'm making it canon because last time we were on the ship, Lilia got super seasick, so that's why she's down there with Daisy.
Fair.
So,
Me and Lilia.
give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Seasick
good.
and had a terrible.
Actually, I think you might get worse seasickness if you're
think you
below deck.
You do, but if you're laying down, it's easier to
Okay,
handle.
well they're laying down then. They're sleeping.
I know this because I get super seasick and also spent many days on a sailing ship when I was in Australia once. Right now they have roughly 20 people, including Ernesto and Elakian.
That's nice.
So with us, 25 total.
25 people are on this boat right now. Most of them are just sailing
And
types.
one cougar.
There's none of that.
And one.
There's none of that superstition about women on board
Good.
because it's stupid and sexist and garbage. So in my world, it's
There
a
is
pretty,
no
it's a pretty
sexism.
diverse group.
Yeah.
And it actually is diverse amongst like different races and stuff too. There's
Cool.
multiple dwarves and halflings. And, Elakian's the only tiefling. A couple elves, half elves, lots of humans. So the crew is dismissed. They all go back to whatever they're going to do, and Ernesto and Elakian gather you guys up. And Ernesto says,
Gather us up.
I don't need to check this. It's really good. Ernesto says, well, that was quite something, I have to say. Hello again.
Hi.
And you see his sort of gruff face with a scar across the eye and stubble, beard. And his hair looks sort of disheveled, but like he was trying for a nicely cut sort of do. But he's been at sea,
That's
so
life.
it's messy and whatnot. But he's wearing his
That's
sort of
life.
dark captain's outfit, and he's got that sword on the side that he was using against the Hellhounds and Imps.
Does he wear a hat?
He does not wear a hat.
We're not a hat couple, unfortunately.
What you are is the rural
Pirate
husband.
plus cowboy.
You're the rural husband who has
homesteader.
who has the giant truck, even though you've never done a day of farming in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right, and he's like, so. I suppose I should ask you where you want to. You heard Lakian about Port Hall, so that's going to be.
Where is that?
That's.
Do we have my map? The thing? Yeah, or that one.
You've got this one.
It's where we.
It's where you came from
out of
originally to
in
get to
episode
Arkala.
2.
Oh, so we're going
After-
north to Oster, and then we're gonna circle around.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Okay.
great.
Well, so
Maybe.
Port Hall is two days basically to the north through the Ventures Channel. I don't suspect we'll have any problems there. And since our last
That's where we ran
They
into the
suspect
pirates
we're
the
not
first
gonna have
time.
yes, since our last
probably will.
unfortunate encounter with pirates, and that wasn't super fun, and losing a crew member because of that, I got back into my training.
Naturally.
So I'm back up to. It's like riding a bike.
Does he
really.
look more ripped than when we saw him last
A
time?
little bit, but he's a sailor anyway, so he was pretty fit. It was just like relearning how to
Yeah.
use a sword again.
Cool.
Yeah.
I noticed the cannons on your gun decks. It does seem that you are itching to have some adventure.
Yes, and I didn't tell the podcast listeners this, but yes, so there are cannons etched into the boat that I bought, so I've made them canon. The cannons are canon.
Wonderful.
This merchant is locked and loaded. Or former merchant, I assume. Now.
Yes, and yes, used to. Yes, he says. Obviously, we were a merchant vessel, but I didn't like the attack, basically. So yes, I invested in some cannons. We all got training in them. We should be at least not terrible at them if we ever need to use them. Well, I've got 6 cannons down below.
Would we like our deck's destination to be?
Aren't we
after
supposed
we-
going
Yeah.
here? Wasn't that
Yeah,
the
Omnia- Asari.
Omniasari is a possibility.
And
I do
then
not
from
want
there
be
we
the
can go to
one
Scorch
to
Pass.
dictate that's our next destination. I am up for any other suggestions.
I don't care either way because I'm not emotionally ready to say yes.
I think we
To
should
Scorch
because
Pass.
not you have business there, or you also have business there.
You're
In
in
Omnia,
Scorch
sorry.
Pass.
Yeah, but they're
Omniasari is purely mostly for
You?
myself.
Might as well, unless anyone has anything they need to do in Oster.
Not really.
Oh, speaking of
Unless-
Oster, how is Nigel?
Oh, you're like
Wow.
so you look over
Wait.
now. He like passed out halfway through the speech. He's on the deck,
Jesus.
so
We
it's
have
just
to
like,
take care of
oh.
Yeah.
And he like wakes up and hears his name. I'm fine. I'll
need-
talk to you in the morning.
I'll help him
Fair.
below. I
Yeah,
take
we'll
Nigel
all
and I'm gonna
help-
help him below
we'll
deck, and
all
I'm gonna
help
put him to
Nigel
bed
below.
with.
Ernesto's
Lilia.
like, all right, before that, so Omniasari is our
Yeah, let's
destination.
do it. Might as well. Yeah.
I was gonna say because this is where you're supposed to go for your one thing, but what about where the dragon was locked up?
That is in the.
In the Fallen Mountains up to the north.
However, I
Because
thought
if we're
we-
going here anyway,
Yeah. Wait. What?
Well,
That's
are we
closer
ready to try and free a
Yeah,
dragon?
but don't you have to go like this way anyway to the archipelago?
I don't have to go back there.
Okay.
I talked
Really?
with-
unless you
There's
want me to
there
have
would only
guns.
be 1 or 2 reasons for me to go back there.
and guns is one of them.
So, if that's the case, then the only 2 places
That are close
that,
are these.
that we have set a reason for getting to then are Omniasari and Scorch Pass.
Those are the 2 closest
Well,
together.
and you have to
Yeah.
be careful with Porthole because it was taken over by.
No,
You
that
know
was,
that Esterosi was.
Asterosi,
Oh,
yeah.
Esterosi was taken over by a
We
count.
don't know about Porthole.
Right.
Porthole is an
And it
unknown.
probably would not be a great idea to
hate this
go
thing.
up there while we're
That's cool.
We're not.
while they're
snooping
sort of in
I
transition.
use everything's on my
Yeah.
computer, so I hate.
Okay,
it's just,
then
it just makes it
yeah,
annoying.
stop at Port Hall, get supplies, go down to Omniasari.
Okay.
That's what we want to do.
All right,
Is
great.
this?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Oh, it's just
Are
mountain
you
ranges.
literally looking at a map in canon right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, so he comes over, and actually Alakian does, and he says, yeah, so that's, I was going to talk to you all about this. The southernmost island here, the small one at the end, we do have to go past it. And it is known as the Isle of Storms.
Great.
This is another reason I want to stop in Port Hall, because I am, well, as the name suggests, there happen to be some storms there relatively often. No one is exactly sure about why the weather maybe wraps around the mountainside or something. I don't know the science behind it, but it happens to have storms relatively often, so I want to be more prepared than anything, and we need to buy storm sails.
Well, Kieran can control water. So
Excellent.
So
just
that makes
mention
perfect
that.
sense.
you
for
just
we
take
need
the
to-
rain and push it
Well,
somewhere
because
else.
I can part I could part
Based-
the water.
Based upon the damage
That's
of
pretty
the sails, do you happen to know how long it
Let
might
my
take for
people
us to get into
go.
ship shape?
It's not going to take us long to patch it all. We just need the supplies to do it. We can actually do that while we go. To get to Omniasari from Port Hall will take about 20 days.
Okay.
That's traveling. 20 whole days.
From
From Port Hall
I'm gonna get pregnant.
all the way around, you've got to wrap around
Omniasari.
Infar,
Yeah.
we got
past the Isle of Storms, and then southwest to Omniasari.
I'm
It
okay
took us
with
like
this. It'll
2
be
days
good to
just
get back on
from
our
here.
ship.
Yeah. How long is this is not necessarily to him, but this is just how far from Omniasari, how long does it take to get to Scorch Pass?
I assume we have to walk through the desert,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be fun.
Well, I can also create water.
I can do that math for you. Could you hand me the ruler
Yes, sir.
and the map?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my
I assume that Kieran would know since he grew up in Scorch Pass.
You've never been to Omniasari, though. So 7 centimeters, which is 7 times 40 miles. Divided by 24, 11 and a half days.
11 and a half days in the desert. That would be
Like I said, I can create
That'll be
water.
fun.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. We'll create water.
So Ernesto
all the
says,
time.
all right, well, that sounds excellent. We'll get underway once
3
we get
times a
past Port Hall. Everybody, there are cabins below. I can show you the way. And also, one other thing is that since we will be spending about 20 days, if you want to learn anything about being on a ship, it would be a
I got
prime
you.
time to learn.
I already know my way around a ship, so
Sure.
I'll be good.
How do we learn more about being on ship?
I'm gonna. So you've watched some Critical Role at least until they get onto the boat. Okay, then great. I'm not stealing anything, and nobody can tell me.
Are we talking to Ernesto right now?
Yeah, and Delakian's there.
Okay. Are you going to be teaching us?
Myself or whoever is in charge of whatever thing on the ship that you want to learn about. Basically, there's a few positions that are important to know.
offhand, I would think charting and navigation would work for you.
Oh yeah, because I already have my cartography thing.
Navigation being a bosun,
Wait, what?
carpenter,
We
etc.
all-
There's
we
just
get to
places
pick
on the
a-
boat
You can choose
that you
a
can
skill.
learn.
There's a
So
gun.
I'm
there's
not making it as precise. Basically, you're just
Okay.
going to learn how to not be shitty on a boat.
Oh, Yeah,
But
okay,
you can
I'll do
learn
that.
a specific thing if you really want to. There's stuff
Yes.
like being a carpenter or fixing sails or being a quartermaster, which
but
is
we're
like
just gonna
learning about
learn general
crates.
boat shit,
Yeah.
I guess.
general boat shit. All of
Okay.
you will learn it over time
Do we add
here on
that?
the boat. And
Yeah,
not
I
yet.
mean-
You're not on the ship for
Oh,
very
okay.
long.
I haven't been on a boat regularly in a while, so it'll be good to refresh.
It'll probably be more
Yeah.
like riding a bike for you, but
Sure.
anyway, we should all get a good night's rest. I've got the evening crew up right now, so follow me. And Elakian gives a salute to Ernesto and says, "Captain," and goes off and takes the wheel of the ship.
Jesus, take the wheel. Sorry,
We just-
I had to.
We just
We
take the wheel.
just take that.
And
wheel.
Ernesto leads you below decks and finds all of you cabins.
Carrying Nigel down.
Carrying Nigel.
No, we did that already.
Just place him
did
into a
that, yeah.
hammock. Good night, Nigel.
And he's like, yeah.
Work off some of your exhaustion points.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I should put that on.
Oops.
Oh, they're already there. So,
Backfires. 20 days. Is that enough time to brew beer? If one were to buy
Oh,
the...
sorry.
Oh my god, we should.
Our stuff was ruined.
We lost our beer
lost
making
it.
kit.
20 days is enough to get to the point of fermenting it.
Well,
And
We have to buy another beer making kit.
guess we do.
You didn't get to the bar to get.
Sure
we didn't
didn't.
save our pink ale.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be strong.
It's gonna be nice and strong.
Ben's gonna finish it for us.
I wonder what happened to him.
They're fine. Or we'll roll.
I mean, I
we'll
guess I
roll a
could
percentage
Roll
die.
the percent out of that, see if Ben made it.
Technically, I could ask. I have sending.
It's not crucial.
Yo, Ben, you
So you
alive?
find places. There's
Or
no
not?
way to. There's not that many cabins. It's a big boat, but there's not that many cabins.
25 people. Yeah.
Ernesto guides everybody except for Kieran to like places necessary, and Ernesto then like awkwardly goes like standing in the center. He's like got his arms crossed, looking down the dark hallway as you hear.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Laugh at me. It's hard enough for me to do this.
Adorable. It really is.
how's it been going?
Well, you know, to hell, literally,
Yeah,
kind of, and stuff.
yeah. I didn't expect that.
No, we didn't either.
So, I mean, I'm pretty tired, but
Glad you're not dead.
thank you. I'm glad you're not dead too. It was exciting to see you.
Kieran is normally Char's roommate, so because I'm like pressed against the door trying to hear what's happening.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh my god.
Um,
It's I don't remember what anything is. Oh, 16.
okay, you're hearing it.
Yeah.
Another
And
awkward
embarrassed
silence.
for me.
You're hearing the awkward
Come on,
silence.
Dad.
And Kieran like does this sort of awkward pointing twice in the direction of his cabins and says, "Well, I'm gonna think I'm gonna turn in."
Ooh.
And, like
Ernesto says that?
pauses, but doesn't know how to.
Cool. Where should I?
I mean, I mean, there's lots of
Wait,
cabins,
can I?
but
I'm gonna roll. Can I hear this?
But now you're listening too.
This is awful.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh no.
22.
yeah, you
Wow.
hear it clear as day.
All right, you know
And
what?
Ernesto's like,
I'm down with Nigel.
Go with him, Karen.
did you actually yell at?
Yeah.
What?
So Wynn yells literally, "Go with him!" Kieran. And Ernesto's like, "Whoa." It says, "I mean, if you want, that's definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I mean,
It's a long trip. I don't want to impose.
No, I mean, the I have a nice bed compared to the hammocks.
Ooh.
I'm okay. That was all. I'm gonna.
I just don't want to. I don't want to pressure. Just go. All right, go. I'll go. Go.
Okay,
go.
so
All right.
you get past this hill of awkward, and you go.
Right. I wish I had more wines.
More
He
what?
is very tired though, and basically you
Good night now.
go to bed.
Nice. No, that's okay. You can spoon.
Considering everyone was
Is Kieran a big spoon or a little spoon?
Kieran's whatever spoon he needs to be.
He's a switch spoon.
Okay.
After we put Nigel down in the hammock, I would have stayed in their cabin to sleep with them. And before I went to sleep, I would pulled out one of the spell books, one of the two spell books I snagged from the Arloso Manor.
Okay.
Just gonna peruse through it.
Okay. You peruse through them. What were they called again? I had.
They were just two spell books.
Oh right,
that
two
you had
generic
me
spell
find,
books.
Yeah.
They are in.
You
that-
had to read them to learn how to move the
Well, I
house,
might
right?
try and see if I can use
No,
this.
so
to learn
there was
haste.
the journal, and then there were the two spell books. So you're not a wizard, which makes this particular mechanic pretty interesting. I have thought about it though, and it doesn't make entire sense that you couldn't learn or teach yourself. The problem is in the actual mechanics of D&D, you would have to take wizard levels to do it.
Yeah.
What's awkward about that is if you take wizard levels, can you use your wizard levels to learn spells and cast higher level shit, even though you've only got one level of wizard?
I was just gonna.
So for now, what I'm going to say is make an intelligence check.
Okay.
I was just gonna use this as a way to that's how I learned my new spell, but
Oh, okay. You were using it for flavor.
For flavor of like I leveled up.
Well, make an intelligence
getting-
check and we'll see.
That's just a 9.
Okay, so you learned it from your sorcerer's ability as far as the haste. So that sorry, I didn't quite pick up what you were putting down there.
Sorry,
but
I was gonna be like I couldn't do anything, but there was one that I might have
Right.
As far as the house goes, though, we did decide that Lilia and
Nala can use the spell.
do it,
You can
and
understand
I
it,
can't.
but you can't
You can
cast it
understand
because
it.
you're not an arcane mage.
Yeah. Okay.
But and that you've figured out obviously. But this is in Ancient Common, and you're very tired after all the battles. Basically, you like look at it and it goes blurry, and you're trying to remember what you deciphered of the Ancient Common from the other book, and you pick up a few words here and there, but you eventually like have to rub your eyes and you can't see, especially in the dim light of even if you create a ball or of the ship. It's very
Nigel's asleep. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
so it's just tough to read at this particular juncture.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So you all have a peaceful night.
Kieran's going to be more confident now because he's a +1 to charisma, whereas before he had 0.
Hey.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm going to improve myself.
Just
Big
it's,
spoon, big spoon, big spoon.
Switch it.
so you all have a peaceful night, and you do get your long rest there.
Dope.
I'll do Lilia's. Oh, I think she already did.
No, I don't think she did because it said her necrotic shroud had been used.
Okay, there we go. I did. You wake up, still on the open ocean. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
Boy, here we
Everyone?
go.
I like to think that last time my
when you're
continued
fine.
seasickness is how I convinced Ernesto that.
And then we add our saving throw modifier, right?
21.
17.
Okay.
Wait, what do we add?
Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw.
7.
Oh no.
Are you rolling for
How's
Lilia?
Lilia
Yeah, I
and
rolled
Daisy?
for Lilia, unless you want to.
No.
Okay.
How's Lilia?
Lilia's fine.
How's Daisy?
Daisy is fine. So,
Oh,
Kieran,
no.
you wake up and you lie in bed, and you're wobbling back and forth, and your head sort of starts to do this spinning thing.
You get that acidy
You look to your
feeling.
left. Actually, which side of the bed do you sleep on?
The right side.
Okay, so that's what I figured. I
Is
don't
that
know
the
why.
one closer to the door?
Death God. Left side. Just kidding.
God. Yeah. Ouija side.
The
You speak on-
sinister side.
you look to your right, and Ernesto is still there. But you're getting sort of the spins, and you get out of bed, and you have
So
to like
much
rush
I'm
to
gonna
the
be more suave plan.
rush to the top of the boat, the deck, and you hold yourself over the side, and it's just you're seasick, but you don't throw up.
Okay. Beautiful.
But you are now greeted by crew members saying hi, and they're rushing
they
back and
remember
forth.
the
A
last
few of them you recognize ish from the previous time you were on this ship. A few new
Very
faces.
ill.
Yeah.
And Elachian ends up sort of looking down and chuckling and coming downstairs and patting you lightly on the back and saying, welcome aboard. Anyway, good morning. I would normally offer
I
you...
went over to Kieran because I was up already because apparently
Yeah, you're an elf.
I slept for like 4 hours, which is way more than I normally sleep, and then I came up just to sit on the deck. I probably sat right here. Oh no! Then until I fell out.
Shar dies.
R.I.P. Campaign over.
So Shar, you're on deck. You all see a bunch of sailors running around. They are making sure that the ropes are all tied and other ship terms I don't know. But they seem to be operating the ship effectively.
Yay!
And
That's the coolest.
after a little while, there's a bell that's rung by one of the crew members, signaling the changeover of crews. And after 10 minutes or so, the crew that's on deck right now goes downstairs. A lot of people from, I'm gonna make it half an hour. So in that next half hour, people are roused from their slumber. They go and get something to eat, and then there's another bell which brings the actual shift of the crews around. Captain Ernesto Strada takes the actual the helm. And
I really like moving
Number
us
one.
around on this boat.
yeah,
Find it very very
Just gonna
satisfying.
stay at the edge of the boat.
and Ernesto, as he comes up, he's like got all his stuff, and he's putting his belt on with his sword, and comes up to you and sort of puts his head over your shoulder, and his head on your head, and goes, "You all right?"
I'm
Oh
not
my
seasick this time. I'm really not.
I totally 100% believe you.
It's butterflies because you're so cute.
Oh my god!
Stop it.
I'm so. All right, and then he leaves. He like kisses you on the cheek and heads back up.
Kidding me. Also do something with your hands
Pure.
in the photo. Do
Pure.
something with your hands in the photo.
You know I had to do it to him.
Artistic photo.
Where'd you sleep last night? Were you with me and Nigel?
I was probably in a hammock, yeah,
Yeah.
or something.
The next morning,
Good morning, Nigel.
Nice.
He's sleeping.
the next morning when I wake up, I think I feel a little different. I might wake you up. If that's okay.
Okay, sure.
I feel a little different today. I'm not sick, but I feel
Different how?
stronger.
Almost as if I leveled up.
No, I guess that makes sense. I mean,
ridiculous.
what we went through back there, that was a lot. Not just the tournament, but everything after, yeah.
We did. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you light up a firebolt in your hand, please?
Okay.
Under the boat.
Not shoot it, just hold it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any difference after my feet?
I will say yours just seems like yours is flickering. It's a nice, powerful, like Wind's flame is nice. It's powerful. You can hold it there for like 6 seconds, basically, and it goes away. Yours, you're like, whoosh, and your entire hand lights up. It's this huge like flame in your hand all around it.
Don't set the boat on fire, but that's...
Ernesto says, "Oi, that's a little dangerous here. I know you're very proud."
It's
lit.
It's lit.
Have you always been able to do that?
No.
All right.
I think after that Garistro, something's changed.
It's a buzzword.
That's all. That's good though. I mean, your quest, your becoming, it's about self-mastery, self-improvement. So, good for you.
This is a step.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The first of many, I'm sure.
So,
Bigger fire, charisma.
after a while, food is prepared in the
The
galley.
mess.
Who's the cook?
The cook
Is a character.
You can learn how to do that if you want.
The cook is one Bianca Costa.
Nice.
Ooh, I like her.
Nice.
I like that.
You like her.
Oh, good old Bianca.
A large human woman with very tightly tied back hair in this ponytail. It's actually got 2 ties in the back. It like goes down.
Cool.
She's got long enough hair for that, but she keeps it back. And her cook's outfit is slightly dirtied from like years of use. And you come down to the galley, and she's rushing back and forth and making just a massive pot of something that smells excellent. And there's beverages and whatnot. And she sees you guys coming and is like, welcome aboard. If you can partake of anything here if you want. I'll just be cooking all day. That's my job. So
All right. Thank you.
I'll just have some water.
you look like you need it, sir. It's over there in the big barrel. And you look over where it's pointed. It's this massive barrel. There seem to be a bunch of them lined up specifically of water barrels because in the sea you need that. The rest of the food is like this. It's you could describe it as slop. except said slop is fucking delicious.
Awesome.
It's got like mixtures of eggs and vegetables and some sort of broth that works weirdly well with the eggs. You don't know how it's done, and it's amazing.
It's like an egg drop
Awesome.
soup. Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Awesome.
Has Nigel come back, or is he down there?
He's probably sleeping.
So if you want to do anything for this morning, I'm going to skip ahead to when Nigel wakes up.
Okay.
I would have
That's
run
fair.
food down to them until they woke up.
Do I need to, if we're skipping ahead, have I gotten used to the boat?
Yeah.
Yes.
And this time you
Less.
sort of know what the feeling is, and you stand staring at the horizon for a while
Hours.
and breathing deeply.
Yep.
We just take me.
And I mean, you are a cleric, so if you want to do anything about that, you probably could figure out some sort of
Something.
restoration to figure it out, to heal yourself.
I just feel like most of my things require like incense, which if I was seasick would not help me.
Good point.
Yeah.
Or like ashes.
Sure. Throw the ashes in your face, cough. All right.
Okay.
So a few hours later, so he probably got 12, 13 hours of sleep. Nigel stumbles onto the deck of the ship. He is squinting at the sun, wobbling back and forth, looks around, rubs his eyes, and
Good afternoon. I assume it's afternoon.
he's got the bowl as well. Good afternoon. I suppose we're on a boat now. I sort of remember last night. Was last night, right? I didn't sleep for days or something, did I?
No.
Okay, good.
No, you're good.
Takes a bite of the soup. Finds sort of like there's places that you can set stuff on the deck of the ship. He sets it down on one of those platforms of wood, and leans back. And since Nala seems to have greeted him, he's like, "I'm having a bit of a conundrum. I've actually been up for about an hour thinking."
All right.
Great.
Oh, hi, Wynn.
Hi.
You guys do see Nigel has woken up. if
Where
you wanna
are
come
we?
see. You're on the deck. You're
We're
just
on the deck. Yeah, we're just hanging out.
in that
yeah.
section of,
Okay.
We're hanging out.
as people do their ship
Mill
duties.
about. Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to come down and talk to him, basically right now
Sure.
it's Nala and Wynn.
No,
Sure.
I'm staying up
I'll-
there probably.
Okay. Kieran.
Yeah, at this point I can probably eat,
Okay.
so I might be.
Okay.
I guess. Just a little bit.
Okay. But he says, the conundrum I'm having is that because of what happened in Arkala and the fact that I wasn't myself for many days, I don't particularly feel like going back home. And I was hoping that I could come with you guys for a while.
We love your company.
That's
of
fair.
course.
Sure.
We are on our way to Port Hall for the time being.
Sure. I mean, we all know some shit's going. I would normally maybe stay with Vidar, but apparently shit's happening up in Esterosi and Oster, and I don't know how far that's spread. So
Right. For this, I think it's
Did
just
you go downstairs
going
or
to
are
be
you on the
a,
deck too?
a quick trip to grab supplies, and then we'll be off.
where are we? Well, where are we headed?
The next perceived destination is going to be Omniasari.
Omnia, sorry. That desert town on the coast with all the weird lanky individuals.
So I've been told.
Ah, all right. Sounds cool to me.
Is Nigel a high enough level that he could learn house spells?
Ooh.
Without using rubies?
Ooh, I
You
don't
would
know.
have to figure that out with
Yeah.
him
Ask him,
after this.
Oh.
But we are
Keep that to
planning
us
on
for now.
going
We'll get to it later.
Omniasari after we resupply. Should be about a 20-day voyage. That's what we've been told.
Sounds good. Maybe by that point I'll feel like going home. But I just don't feel safe there anymore. Which is an excellent feeling about your home, by the way, gotta say.
I do have to say that enchantment that you had on your shop was quite impressive. In fact, there's no damage on there.
Well, I like to keep things looking nice,
Of course.
so that when I do go home, I can look like a shining beacon of hope or something. Actually, no, I just did it because I like the shop to stay together. Well, great. I will tag along with you guys then for some time here. I don't know how long, especially since, I'm still part of Resistenza, and I don't know how Johanna is. I haven't had a chance to ask her yet. So we should probably check in on her as well, especially because of the operation that was going to be happening. That I guess now I can't be, and we all can't be involved in it. Hopefully there are enough
Already.
people.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've all been outed and recognized by the king.
Yeah.
You all.
That's great.
Not me. I'm not there.
I
though.
must have missed something.
After you
Well, not
Definitely
not
outed.
Nigel, because Nigel was over hiding in the
lost
corner.
consciousness.
Yeah, he had passed
Yeah, so
out.
he wasn't even there. Yeah.
Yeah, after you lost consciousness, we did defeat the Garistro, but unfortunately, the king and
Elena
Elena.
Desford.
Elenia Desford
Yeah.
appeared and procured a stone outside of the corpse of the Garistro, and also happened to have stolen 2 of the stones that we had in our possession as well.
Stones, I'm assuming stones of Morlos.
Yes,
Yeah.
those stones.
Excellent. That sounds excellent. I may go back to bed.
Fair.
You
Fair.
if-
have quite a few. You're probably very tired.
Yeah. If you are interested, I do have
Extended
some
stay.
reading materials for you. I have 3 books that may be of interest to you
Not everyone likes to read as much as you, Nala.
to pass the time.
Well, I mean,
You guys can have a book club.
I'd love to take a look at them, I guess. I mean, I don't know what exactly you're referring to.
2 are just spell books.
He takes them, looks at them, sort of confused, looks back at you. Well, I've not read this writing very often. Ancient, common, not very common. I'm sure there's a fascinating story behind where you came about finding these.
Oh, the true story is this last book right
Are
here.
you sure you want to be sharing all of this all at once?
Oh, I believe in Nigel.
All right.
I'm only kind of tired anymore.
All right.
And he opens it up and flips through it. More ancient common. It'll take a little while for me to figure out how exactly to read it, but I can just skim it. Make a roll.
We have 20 days on the boat.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm not making heads or tails of this right now, but
Perfect. You're still exhausted, I assume.
yeah. Anyway, I'll definitely check it out
Yeah,
at some point here.
very
That sounds
fine.
pretty good. I mean, I am a wizard. That's my job.
Club, book, club, book.
Book club.
Anyway, glad to be along with you guys.
Welcome.
Of course, let us know if you need anything.
Welcome to the Bone Era.
Oh my god.
It's lit.
Dramatic.
Feels good, man.
Finger guns, moonwalk.
Nigel's like, right. I forgot that's what you were called.
Oh my god. I'm glad
I'm gonna
I got to
go
say that.
upstairs now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Do you have the trophy in the bag still?
Sure do.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I would like to actually see it. We haven't had a chance to really bask in its glory since
Well, all right then. Slam it on the table.
we're champions, guys. This is pretty great.
I am going to look at this trophy.
So tonight,
Okay.
since we still have a whole nother day on the boat, we should just get fucking
Lit.
celebrate.
Yeah.
What type of trophy is it?
So it's one of those
shit,
like
yeah.
3-tiered big ass trophies with 3 towers and then one
Yeah,
at
and
the
I
top.
pull it out of the bag.
And it's got like a group of adventurers at the top, all like in exciting action poses.
Neat.
And it's all gold and
is all gold.
and well, it's not golden.
Oh.
It's golden. It's not gold.
We made sure to add the trophy to someone's
yeah,
inventory.
it's
Yeah,
in
it's
my
in the
bag.
bag.
It's in the haversack.
The
And
haversack, which is quite full.
so and it's like
Full of gold.
this tall, sort of 3 full feet tall, and it's this massive thing. It's pretty heavy too. It seems to like it's not all made out of actual metal, but there does seem to be some amount of it, and it does say
Champions
first
of the
place.
Kingdom.
And champions of the Kingdom Tournament of Champions. It says champions 3 times on this plaque,
Right.
and it has all that on there. It looks very exciting. It's quite a nice trophy. And Nigel nods at it. Very impressive.
Can't believe we won.
I
I don't know.
can believe we won. You won it for us when you savage
stop.
beast, you pushing those
Stop,
boulders.
stop.
Hey, I'd like to think that I helped.
You did.
No,
Impeccable.
everybody here did everything that needed to be done. So,
Not to mention our
cheers.
12-second battle here.
Cheers to our
We should take a
performance.
shot for every second of battle
Yeah.
tonight when we're celebrating.
So Ernesto now
gotta
comes
wait for my
down,
captain to get off.
making sure it's. Don't wait for him to get off.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I'm not going to amend that statement. Not even a little bit.
so he comes down and is
I
actually
stand by
like,
that.
all right, I apologize to be the sort of boss on the ship here, but that's my job. I'm going to assign you places to be for
All right.
today and a duty shift, and somebody to basically shadow for a little while, for as long as we're on the trip. You'll have
Fair enough.
the
Someone want to go get me and bring me down to where this conversation is happening.
to make it
Ernesto
easy
will
enough.
probably grab you.
I'll have all of you have the day shift is easiest, since especially since you're learning. You don't want to be doing things in the dark. So you've got
I want to be
first
doing things in
shift,
the dark.
basically, is what he's telling you. And you can start in about an hour here today, just because I'll give you the morning to figure your shit out.
Captain, do you feel that you need more assistance in rigging or in gunnery? Those are the two positions that I feel that I could be most helpful.
Gunnery?
I reach my hand out and shoot a firebolt and say, boom!
Oh.
Aren't we still under them?
Don't set the
I thought we were
ship
on top of the
fire.
deck. Are we
You're on the deck.
Yeah, I'm on top of the deck. I reach my hand out and shoot into the water.
Okay.
Boom!
He watched that happen, and he was about to say he goes. All right, you can do gunning. That's fine. It'll be nice because you can just light stuff with your fingers. I'll introduce you to our gunnery our gunnery guy.
Gunnery chief.
Yes. His name is Adric.
Adric.
Like Adric from Doctor Who.
Which doctor is it?
Yeah.
Five.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I have no idea. Adric, A-D-R-I-C. He's an elf, but sort of this. He's got this sort of glower on his face, and he's missing an arm. His left arm is gone, and he gives you this sort of dark look,
Pleasure to meet
and
you.
then smiles and shakes your hand. I can work with you.
Nice.
So you're learning that. That sounds fun. If anyone has any specifics they want to do, otherwise you'll just learn stuff.
I'm good. I'm good wherever.
Great.
I'm more concerned with my after-work hours.
All right. So throughout this day goes by very peacefully. Nigel does at one point come up to after work. Basically, it ends at. He doesn't work today, but he waits for all of you to get off, and y'all sort of gather in the galley for a drink and some food. He's like, so I know I can contact some people tonight, and I believe you contact people, correct? Talking to
Yes.
Kieran. Maybe we
Absolutely.
should talk to some of our allies while we're here and figure out what's going on.
Seems fair. Let me see how many spell slots I have.
All of them.
I meant for that level of spell.
It's 3.
3.
Okay. You should probably check his.
Just before we divvy up people, figured I should know how many people.
I also can talk to 3 people.
Wunderbar.
So, all I really need to talk to is Vidar and Johanna. But we only get 25 words, as you know. And yeah. If you want to start,
Who would you like me to talk to?
well, who do you want? You also need to. You're also in this group.
You can reach out to 3 people each time.
I guess.
Should we table
Each person has
persons
3
of
spell
interest
slots.
Oh,
that we
got
might
it.
want to be in contact with?
Johanna for sure.
Johanna is a primary.
Yeah.
Vidar also seems to be primary. Emily or Ben is secondary, just to see how they are.
Make sure Ben's okay. We'd reach out
Do
to.
I want to know if Ben's okay?
This is just
I mean,
not,
like, am I going to be
He's your
devastated?
He's your
yeah,
kid.
this is just Nala putting out names.
But I adopt everyone. Who don't I have as a kid?
Me.
Who else?
That's not true. You're one of mine now.
Shit.
Boy.
Has anyone been in contact with... Oh, who was our dwarven friend?
Damien.
Damien.
Damien. How's Damien doing? Yeah.
Isn't he with Jared?
Yeah.
Is.
They went
He's
to the
with Jared.
front. They went to the
Will
front.
we
yeah.
be passing by the city that they are operating out of?
No,
when we're
because
going
that's
by?
like down here.
No. See, you'll look. There is Tinpala on the board.
Timpala
on
is
the
right here.
Wrong one.
Wrong one?
Sorry, I had the wrong name. It's down in the dick.
Oh, here.
Up on the border.
Jesus Oh, there we go. Timpala, there.
That's where the battle
I
was.
thought
Yeah.
they were.
And according
No.
to Jack, that city was basically razed.
Yeah.
Raised?
Leveled.
Oh, God.
Raised with a Z. So yeah, Damien and Jared are supposedly down there doing things. You
Okay.
can also contact whoever else you want, or we can not do that. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Nigel wants to contact Johanna and
Of course.
Well, and we can always just let him contact first because if we need to
Follow up.
use more than 25 words to speak with people.
okay.
Because we have 6 between the two of us, so.
So Nigel sets up the spell.
Basically.
You find like an area of the rather small. I mean, it's a ship, which doesn't offer a lot of space, but you like end up in one of the crew quarters in a corner, away from the dudes who are sleeping. And Nigel sets up the thing, and I was like, I'm gonna talk with Johanna first, and sets the spell, draws in the air.
I'm sure Lilia would say something along the lines of tell her I say hi, but in a much nicer and less awkward way than I would.
She'd probably say it in a more avoiding
More
the fact that
awkward.
she has feeling some way. And,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
If you have some extra words, you might.
Maybe you can save that for your own spell.
Of course.
Sure. Anyway,
Whispers Kieran
um,
loudly.
Nigel casts a spell and says, Johanna, it's Nigel. We escaped Arkala well enough. We're on a boat. I have decided to join the Bone Era off to Omni Isari. Thoughts?
Fair. ...
And he listens for a while. All right. So Johanna made it out safe from the city.
I'm sure the wings helped.
She does request that you guys contact her about the mission that you were gonna do.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wait, she got back to him already?
It's just
That's how the spell
automatically
works.
responds.
Oh,
You
okay,
may
got
respond.
it.
Each
Got
person
it.
has 25 words. So one person talks, the next
Okay.
person replies with 25
Oh,
words.
okay, got it. So what'd you say?
She's...
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
You
sorry.
didn't hear it because it was in Nigel's head.
Got it.
So,
To talk.
so
Got it.
yeah, it does request that you all contact her about that and about... yes, basically.
And your
The future of their
What?
movement now that
elbow
everything's
Lilia
blown
and
up.
tell her, I'll talk to your boo.
Your boo.
Yeah.
She was sort of...
you're
Lilia
shoddy.
sort of nods.
You're
Your
shoddy.
boo thing.
All right.
Shoddy a
Hey,
word.
babe,
Wish you didn't,
babe.
just don't call her that.
Shoddy.
And then... yes, but she made it out. And is still preparing to do it, is one thing that's, that she said told us. I'm gonna... I may as well, since I've got my setup here, yours is probably a little different, and continues and contacts Vidar.
I would imagine so.
And says, Vidar, Nigel here. I hope everything's all right. We hear shit's bad. Shit's also bad in Arkala. I'm with the Bone Era.
TBE. How are you?
Tell me you're safe. Listens for a while. face sort of darkens.
Womp.
And says, all right, well, he's alive. He doesn't have a shop anymore.
Oh, great.
Like they took it.
Shit.
The Earl dude.
Burned down.
Oh,
Fuck.
Jesus.
So no portal then.
Presumably not. He also heard about Arkala and didn't go there. He is now actually in Martial. Which is...
No, we're all like,
That's the place that Billiam was going.
Billiam was going to Martial.
Yes.
Who's Billiam?
The vet.
Right.
Marion.
Okay.
In another world, that would be my boo thing. But alas,
Can we
I've made my choice.
reach out to
Damien.
who? Yeah. What's going? I want to figure out what's going on in Timpala.
Talk to 3 people.
Well, he should be one of them, or some Joanna. No, Joanna isn't there.
Johanna.
Johanna.
Well, she requested we speak with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
So
Vidar
let's
She's
reach
one
out
of
to.
3.
Does
Okay.
Vidar have family or friends in Martial? That's quite a distance to travel from.
There is a resistance safe house there. There's a census safe house in Martial. And a teleportation circle. One of the first places we made one. Specifically, in fact, the only place we made one for the resistance.
Right on.
So he probably just knew that shit was going down in Arkala, so couldn't go to my shop, and then went wherever was safer than... He didn't have much detail, given the 25-word limit. But I have one more spell, and I don't have anyone else to talk to, so if it's cool, I'm going to talk with Vidar again.
Of course. Do what you need.
So he casts the spell the 3rd time, and talks to Vidar. I'm glad you're safe. You wanted to say something, I forgot. If you have any more detail about what's happening in Oster, let us know. We're headed to Port Hall right now. And listens. He nods. Says, all right. So Esterosi was apparently Thorn Valiente's fanatics. As much as they oppose the king in a way that we do not... We don't share the same methodology.
Okay.
We want the story to maintain some amount of togetherness. Thorn Valiente wants to take over Oster. We knew this prior, so I'm just letting you know. Apparently, he took over the town, burned down some of the shops and whatnot, set up basically a military rule with his army that he gathered.
Is he doing this like on behalf of the king, or
No, he's against the king. He is
wants
trying to take over
that
Oster.
to be
Seems like
his
he now
conscience.
So
wants
he's just
the-
like a third party entering the game, being like,
That's what it sounds like.
a junk.
Wants a piece of the action.
And last thing Vidar knew was that they were headed south.
Great.
Okay, so they're gonna come up on Arkala and...
Well,
There
Port
might
Hall.
be on Port Hall when we pull in.
Oh shit, you're right.
Probably would want to tell the captain this.
we should 100% tell
Yeah.
the captain this because we're all gonna be fucked. We're gonna get in a fight, sure.
While
Or all the docks are gonna be burnt down. There's not
Or
even
there
gonna be anywhere
might-
for us to go.
There might be a blockade waiting
Yeah.
for us.
Well, all
Which
these
would
are
suck.
concerns. I agree. We
Let's
should
go
definitely
tell the
bring it up
captain.
with the captain. But
Yeah, before we do any more messaging, I think we should inform the captain about this as soon as possible.
all right.
Ernesto, can you come see us for a second, please,
He's still like
Captain?
upstairs. If he even hears us. He doesn't hear you. So nothing happens after about a few
We have
minutes.
to go up to the.
He's on the deck.
I think we have to go up on the deck. And
Okay,
inform the captain.
well, can we finish our messaging first, I suppose? Actually, no, we should go tell him. You're right. Let's go
There
tell him
might
right
there
now.
might be somebody the captain knows that we can contact to verify what the situation is in Port Hall.
Okay.
That's fair.
Can we contact that dock master that we talked to?
Yeah.
You won't know who we are.
He won't know who we are, but
Why don't we just go tell the captain first?
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
tell the captain first.
All right. Yes, Turzo Rory. is the Dark
Yes,
Master.
yes.
Oh.
Go on.
Snappy.
Remembering things.
Session 2.
Session 2. Maybe session 3.
Maybe
Session 2 was the house.
was the house.
All right, anyway.
Session 3.
Session 3. So,
Could we maybe reach out to Jack?
To Jack?
Yeah.
Well,
To ask him what?
Maybe don't come back to Venevra for a while?
Why do we need to Why do we need to use a message to warn him of that right now?
It's just a thought.
We could do it later during our 20 days.
Yeah, that's fair.
20
true.
days worth.
You have 20 days of travel.
Yeah,
but
got
it
One
does,
20 days
day,
of
one
long
day
rest.
till we're back
does
to Port Hole.
require
That's
spell
fair.
slot.
We'll
That's
let
fine.
Kieran
Whatever.
tell the captain. Break the news.
Just a thought.
All right, so Ernesto is at the wheel, looking out, and he's like whispering. He says, "Oh, make sure that's tied tight there. I don't know
Aye,
how
Captain."
ships work."
Did he have lunch? Is it lunchtime?
It would be around lunchish
Did
time.
he have lunch?
He seems to have been working a lot.
So probably not.
Ooh.
Can I bring him lunch?
Sure. So you head over to the galley and gather up some like farmers'
Easy
lunch
to
stuff.
eat.
Yeah, like
Situation?
yeah.
A sandwich.
I mean, it's going to be a lot. They travel back and forth in 2-day trips, so they actually have some decently nice food because they don't
Right.
have to be on.
Right.
So they've
Doesn't
actually
have
got
to
like
be-
cheeses and fruits and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perishables.
So you bring that stuff up. He's at the wheel, and he sees you as he yells some ship captaining stuff at someone. And the guy says, "Aye, aye, captain," and
Batten down.
make sure the rope
Batten
is.
down the rigging.
Batten down the
I don't-
hatches.
Still don't know how ships work.
Secure the aft line.
And
We'll look up some vocabulary words.
yeah, I really should have. I had like 3 weeks to
shout
do it.
words.
Batten down the rigging.
The-
We're heading
the
for
jib.
storm.
The mainsail.
Yeah, sure.
All hands to stern.
And he sees you coming up and says, "Oh, afternoon? I don't really know what time it is. I could look at the sun, but I'm not really great at that."
Well, it's after lunch-ish time, so here's some lunch.
Ooh. Well, thank you. And he starts
Welcome.
eating it. You want to take a look at how you guide the ship?
Sure.
I mean, it's not that
We got
complicated.
important things to
When
do.
you're here,
Well, I've
you're
been
sort
home
of
while he's
Hey,
teaching
hey,
this.
let them have their fun.
you're sort of. I mean, basically at this stage, you just
Ernesto, I'm flying. No.
you just sort of guide the ship.
Wrong end of the ship.
This thing turns the. I'm sorry, that wasn't as interesting as it could have been. But,
Oh, no, it's riveting.
no.
I mean, yeah. Just so you know, we were doing some magic-y stuff
Okay.
with talking to people and stuff, and we found out that. Can I just, ruffle?
No.
It's
Shit
a
might
lot.
be happening in Vancouver.
Things might be going down in Port Hole, specifically
like-
where we're going.
All right.
Might be dead.
Well,
Perhaps.
luckily, we're not staying there long, so maybe we can get in and get out.
Well, the thing is, it sounds like we may not even be able to get close if they're.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
All right,
I
I'll
didn't
let-
use any of this particular spell, so I could reach out to someone and see what is going on there. If
Okay.
you had anyone in mind that would be particularly open to speaking magically with someone they don't really know.
I mean, if you use my name, perhaps I'm in Port Hall a lot. I'm sure the Dockmaster knows who I am, at least.
Okay.
Turzo's a good guy. But yeah, thank you. Well, I'll make sure that everybody's on guard.
Yeah, I'll stay on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely keep an
Because
eye
technically it's tomorrow.
Can you make me fire arrows?
out. That's a spell I have to take.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yeah.
You can't just
I
set my
can.
arrow on fire.
Fire arrows. Yeah, it's a
Well,
spell.
fire arrow is a specific spell, but you could make a
flaming arrow.
exploding arrow or something.
Oh, I could craft an arrow.
You could
with
enchant
fire.
it.
Yeah.
Neat.
Could you make
Well,
me
that's
some
still that's still
fire
a spell.
arrows?
That's still a sorcerer spell. Fire arrow.
Yeah, but if we're sitting
Enchanting
on
in
a boat for
D&D
20
is a
days-
really vague thing because it's not that you always need to know the exact spell you're doing. It's a lot of just enchant thing with thing. Mm-hmm. So adding fire damage to a thing is technically a possible thing, especially with your fire attunement and it's whatever
Yeah,
word I
would you
wanna
be
use.
able to
Fire-
do that
fire
like
element.
before, or would you have to do it like on an individual each arrow before
Each
right
arrow?
before
Each arrow.
I fire
And
it?
it would
Like-
no, I mean he could enchant an arrow, but it would take weeks at
Oh.
a time and money.
Ah,
But if you had like pitch on the end of an arrow, I
Couldn't
might
you
be
just
able
set
to
it
light
on fire?
You could also
Yeah.
put pitch in the end of the arrow.
Yeah, I have
Light it
oil.
like in mundane means. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd have
yeah,
to have
yeah.
the supplies, but you could maybe get
I have
them.
oil. I need pitch.
You just need some
Oil
cloth.
doesn't like. I mean, you'd need cloth.
You have to
or something
have
to put
cloth
it
to wrap around.
Okay.
There are plenty of ways to make flame.
I have
arrows.
lots of paper.
But there is a spell I can take called fire arrows, but it's not the best
No,
one.
it's fine. We'll figure it out. Let's
Fire
just-
arrows is like you casting it, and it
Maybe we can
lights-
find some
I
pitch
touch
on the
their
boat.
quiver,
Okay.
and 12 arrows become inflamed,
That's-
and it adds 1d6 of fire. So it's not like
That's all a flaming arrow would do anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it
so,
might light stuff on fire
That'd be
around
cool.
it, which is sort of the thing.
Let's
All right,
make
so
fire arrows. Let's see if we can find some pitch on this boat, or if we get to port and it's not all
on the boat,
dead.
I'm going to say there's nothing there.
What really? Okay.
Well, you have oil.
I mean,
We need
there's
cloth.
torches and stuff, but that's used for the torches.
Oh,
Yeah.
usually a pitch is used a lot on boats to like seal up like holes and stuff. So I was just
Is it?
yeah, like old ships.
To
I don't know
go.
what year this boat is related to.
like caulking.
It kind of like to prevent leaking
Sure.
and
There's
stuff.
pitch on the boat.
Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't know that. So anyway,
I only know that from like a book. No, the Peter and the Starcatchers. That's why I know
Sure.
that. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
I'm sure there's sticky flammable stuff. Okay. But he says yes. So we'll make sure that everybody's on guard at least when we get close. We do have about a day and a half left. Day and a bit. Timing is wibbly wobbly right now, but a day and a bit.
I'll go see what I can figure out. He has facial hair, right?
Ernesto.
Ernesto?
It's like really
Stowaway.
close stowaway.
Okay.
What's the name of the
Guess
boat?
there's no cheese in it.
The Deepwater.
Ernesto of the Deepwater.
I was gonna use it as an excuse.
Ernesto
Something like
Strada.
Ernesto Strada of the Deepwater. Ernesto
Yes.
Strada of the Deepwater. That's 6 words.
Deepwater is one word. I think.
I
is one
would
word.
imagine I could
Of
just
the
use the word.
Deepwater.
Ernesto.
Ernesto.
Say we're contacting you on behalf of Ernesto.
So
What-
did you leave Ernesto
Yes.
to his business? Oh.
Yeah. Just
You
say
are now back
He's
where
got,
Nigel
he's got
is.
ship,
Yeah,
ship
we're-
we're
stuff.
contacting you on behalf of Ernesto.
Good day, Captain.
No. Oh, wait. First, we have to start with howdy.
Yeah.
I actually get 24 words from my messages because I'm polite and start with a greeting.
With a salutation.
Okay.
It's only right.
Here. We can say.
So I go back downstairs to where we are chatting.
Okay. Nigel's still there. He's been like just reading in his spellbook and stuff.
The one Nala gave him?
Nope, his spellbook.
So we've got Dock Master, Johanna,
Yep.
and
Damien, if you want.
Right.
Sure.
Just to check in on them, sure.
by all means. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the Dock Master since that's the most pressing.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm writing down to see if I'm at 25 words. Hang on.
Pressing needs.
It's something I never do.
It's off the cuff.
11,
I know,
12.
right?
Actually, write down their
Write it down
message.
beforehand.
Kieran would never.
I'm only at
By
22.
By the way, I do just want to say all my messages there were exactly 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, I got
I write
howdy.
poetry though. It's-
We're contact. Wait, howdy. You can say this is Kieran. We have room for that. This is Kieran. We're contacting you on behalf of Ernesto Strada. We are hoping to dock tomorrow. What is the situation in Port Hall?
There you go.
Sure. That's way
That-
more nice sounding than what I was
Now
gonna
you
say.
have to say that without
I-
seeing the laptop.
No, you can take a note. I'm not that cruel.
My plane was howdy, I'm on Ernesto's
We'll use
boat.
this as
Yeah.
flavor that y'all realize that Shar has some sort of. No,
speaking?
she's good at speaking when she needs to.
She does
She's very.
speak good.
She can be articulate
You
when
can also,
she needs
yeah,
to be.
for sure.
Yes.
You can also have written it down,
Yeah.
She wrote it down
There we go.
and gave it to you.
She doesn't speak good.
so you can
She doesn't speak
you
good.
can literally read it off. If you want.
Flowery
Yeah.
handwriting.
Oh, okay.
But I want her
I'm
to
going to
act.
cast my
Wait, yeah.
spell.
Okay, here you go.
and Say,
Cast your spell.
It's the big here, I'll make it bigger.
okay, well, I cast Sending.
The stretchy boss.
Oh, good. Big stretch. All right, so you cast sending to.
The,
Dock Master.
that guy whose name
We just
we
knew.
know.
Yep, I certainly did too.
That's fine.
We're still gonna hit him. It's not gonna be like flu
No.
powder.
No,
where
it's not
we're
because
gonna
you
go to
remember
the
who
guy-
it is and stuff you are familiar with.
Wonderful.
It's like you can get one letter wrong and you
Ernesto.
talk to the wrong person.
Diagonally. What did he say?
The most
Diagonally.
That's what I thought he did.
I thought he did.
Howdy. This is Kieran. We're contacting you on behalf of Ernesto Strada. We are hoping to dock tomorrow. What is the situation in Porthole?
Whoa! Ernesto. The Deepwater, eh?
25 words.
What?
All right.
Exactly 25
Well,
words.
No, I didn't tell him.
Oh!
it's a little tense here, but what are you gonna do? So, I'd be a little wary about any...
That's it.
Well, it didn't sound like, oh God, everything's on fire! Like, I think that sounded,
I assume you're
Safe.
speaking this out as you're hearing it.
We'll probably be fine.
sounds like we'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
It'll probably be fine.
It'll probably be.
I think we should use our other two. I think we should just go with that as
Yeah.
it's as good as it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
we need.
And we should contact Joanna and we should contact
Johanna.
Damien.
Johanna.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Johanna next,
Don't you have her hairbrush?
and I will say...
You don't even know.
You did steal your
Okay,
honest
what,
hair.
Even the person
what
whose
do we
hairbrush
want to
is
say
so-
to Joanna?
She told us to contact her.
Okay, howdy.
Something for
This
Lilia. Say
is-
something for Lilia.
Oh, where
What?
is my hair?
You gotta make sure that she knows Lilia is alive.
I like to
This is
imagine
Kieran.
that Lilia is.
Do I need to say this is Kieran? They can't tell it's me. I said howdy.
It's your voice,
That's
so
your
it depends on if they are familiar.
I like to imagine that Lilia is like that dude from the Disney Peter Pan, the guy that's just singing on top of the crow's nest, playing bagpipes or an accordion with Daisy. That's their job. They didn't really take a job.
I don't know.
Contact you, so here I am, buddy, pal, bro, homie.
About the
Lady.
mission that you were supposed to go on.
Yes.
Do you?
This was the party one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To stop the
Infiltrating-
assassination of Sabrina de Story
about
and,
okay.
and Amore.
the next mission.
Who is the
Uncle.
Oh, the uncle.
Sabrina is
The
Salvador's
sis-
sister. Both are the only two people with claims at the throne.
Okay. And then you have 3 words if you want to say anything else.
Okay.
Lilia says hi.
That was just.
Oh,
what you
yeah!
Yeah, no, I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we'll say that here.
You can make some of those contractions,
Oh, okay.
which just gives you.
Oh,
infinitely
shoot, you're
more.
right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no complete sentences here. Just gotta start with
Howdy.
Just gotta start
Safe.
with howdy.
Mission? Lilia says
How
hi in a way
you
that she wants you to know that
Speak
you're
like
beautiful
caveman.
and- No.
Me, good doctor. You, bad doctor.
Lilia says you are pretty and nice and you smell good.
Wait, should we do that instead? No, okay.
Tess would kill you.
She would be very angry.
Pretty and nice and you smell good.
Lilia
Lilia would
just
turn
stabs
on her
me.
crack shroud.
Okay, so I call
Okay.
Johanna.
Ring ring.
This is mine.
Yes.
Yes.
Howdy. This is Kieran. We're safe with Nigel. He said to contact you about the next mission. Lilia says, hello. We're all safe.
Okay. You here? It's good to hear from you. It's regrettable that you won't be joining us. But we will make it work.
I wanted to go to a party.
We should have gone to the party. When is that happening?
Like tomorrow.
2 weeks.
Yeah, just a couple weeks.
Hang on. It would still make it. We have the
Stop
invitation.
by if you can.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Okay.
I miss y'all too.
Oh.
I thought that was the music.
Lilia! She misses you.
Specifically.
When is the party? We knew at one point because it was after the tournament.
It's about you wouldn't be able to make it.
Okay.
It's about like 2 weeks.
Also, we were super outed.
Yeah, that's legit.
We were high
That was
profile.
not our fault.
Especially moi.
Yeah.
And
Hold
moi.
the trophy next to moi.
Right.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, Damien.
Yes.
Now?
What are we
Oh,
checking in?
What's happening basically?
What's going on?
Yeah.
So last you
Damien-
remember about Damien, who was, for podcast listeners, a
I
guest
don't
of
get
ours.
it out.
He joined us to break Johanna out of prison.
That was cool.
And then he left to join an undercover
Might be
group
dead.
of Resistenza to head to the south to see if they could figure out how to dismantle the large cat-like war machines that Distori had. They seem to not be particularly successful, according to Jack at least. All we know is that, according to Jack, Timpala, to the south, which is the border town, was razed,
You can say
R-A-Z-E-D,
Like-
by Distori forces.
we heard the worst. Are you okay?
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll call Damien. And I'm going to guess that Damien knows who I am at least because we hung out for a while.
Sure.
So I'm not going to introduce
You
myself.
just say howdy.
I'm going to say,
You guys all stole a boat together.
howdy.
Did steal a boat.
What up, bro? Heard some bad shit went down. We were worried. Arkala sucks. We're on a boat.
Is he okay?
Are you? I don't
You've got 5 more. Are you
Oh.
okay?
Okay. My dude.
Are you okay, my dude?
And he says, you're in.
Wounded.
He sounds wounded.
Bad.
Things
Sounds bad, man.
aren't great here.
Oh no.
Everything didn't work. Nothing we tried stopped anything. And I don't know how long Jared and I will last. Stay alive.
Stay alive.
Oh no. That's a bummer.
We can call him again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you have
Maybe
one more?
tomorrow things
Nope.
will be
That was
better.
he-
I got 3.
Yeah, we used up all our things. We should have asked if he was like captured or something.
I think you would have
Well
told
darn.
us.
Well, we can lead with him next time.
If he
Because then
was
we can tell
captured,
Johanna who's actually
I'm sure
closer.
he could like turn into a bug and get out.
Because he can turn into a bug.
Or a mouse.
Unless he was captured.
How did he sound?
Not great.
Not great.
All right. So is there anything else you'd like to do for this evening? And into tomorrow, because I'm just moving things to the next story.
Sure,
point.
sure.
I would definitely do a lot more work on my gunnery prep if I know that there's
Okay,
possible.
make what I'm going to say.
Oh yeah. I know.
And actually, I'm gonna over the next while. But she's doing a specific thing, so I'm gonna have just for like the basics, make a dexterity check.
Char went looking for pitch. She asked the tiefling whose name I can't
Ilakian.
remember. Ilakian,
Ilakian,
where
yeah.
she could find some.
Okay, you struggle with it. You're not used to this sort of machinery. It's sort of a complicated process to make sure you do it safely, but it's just going to be slow going.
Yeah.
You're not hopeless, but you're not
Not used to
great
this.
at it immediately or anything.
Sure.
Components to make fire is weird.
Yeah, because you're like, why don't I just do this? And
What's this
the gunnery
gunpowder?
guy's like, oh, look, calm down, you'll figure it out. And Ilakian points you in the direction. You find some,
Great.
along with like scraps of cloth.
Cool. Yeah, I want to make some arrows just like with pitch on the end, and then I'll set up next to Nala when we come into port. So if I want to fire them, she can just poof, and then I'll shoot it off.
What I'm going to say is make a dexterity check.
Sweet. I can't. Oh, hang on. I can't move. You hand me my dice.
Chuck it overhand.
Nope. Try it again.
Hand me that one.
Lost forever.
That's lost forever. You've lost your dice privilege.
What is it?
Where
That's a
did it
15.
go?
With what? Dexterity
Yeah.
check in general? Just straight dexterity? It's a 15, so that's a 19.
Okay, I'm gonna say you are able to make.
It rolled under your couch.
Oh,
well.
shit.
There's a broom now, but we'll get it. In a second.
Yeah, we'll get it.
I'm gonna forget.
But with that, in that amount of time, you're able to make 4. With the amount of pitch you've got and cloth and stuff, you can make 4 pretty nicely made, like arrows with pitch and cloth on the ends that are nicely tied and stuck on there, so they would light.
That's awesome.
You have 4 fire arrows.
Is that a thing? Can I find that fire arrow?
Well, they're not enchanted.
Yeah, okay, so just
Technically,
arrow.
it'll take me an action to light
We'll
them.
take you an action to light them.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's fine. So I'm
You
just
could
gonna
light 'em, I
add
could
random
light 'em.
arrows. I can't do that.
Yeah, just add 4 arrows.
Or if they're
So
lamps.
there's all,
If there were
I can
lamps
only
around,
add
would it
arrows
take-
+1, +2, or +3.
Okay, it's not an enchanted magical item. Just add a custom item that
Okay.
says 4
Fire
flame
arrows.
arrows.
Okay, fine,
4
fine.
fire arrows.
If she was igniting them, would it take an action for her to ignite the fire, or would it be a bonus action? It'd be an action. So it would take
Yep.
you 2 turns.
'Cause
to
you have to
shoot
go-
off 1 fire.
And then,
Whatever. And I have 4.
Yes.
yes. 4 torch arrows. All right, so
Cool.
skipping ahead a bit, you have a peaceful night again on the open seas. And the next day, you all get back. You get back into the swing of things. You're already getting into sort of the routine of being on the ship in your assigned areas. You're given like a person who guides you around the ship and tells you how to do things and guides you through the process.
this.
So your Wynn's doing fine. Everybody else is doing fine. I mean, it's a lot of just know-how that you've got to pick up as you go. But you guys are helping as crew members now of the ship.
Not that
Did
knot.
I stay
Try a different knot.
in
How's this not?
his
Better.
in the captain's bunk again?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, commitment is just in this world.
Yeah, no, he kicked you out tonight for reasons.
Well, I don't know. I didn't want to presume he's letting
crap
me
lunch.
stay forever in his room.
No, it's beginning to be that everybody's pretty much assuming that.
Oh, he's like, hello, you live with me now.
Yeah.
I guess that is a real.
That's
Especially
a thing that
on
we
a ship,
do.
though.
Yeah.
Especially on a ship, though. Like, I
fair.
mean, it's you're
You're not-
you're
yeah, you're
going
not
over
going
to his house
anywhere.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
As long as he's cool, I'm cool.
so about
And it's an extra D6 fire damage, right? If when it lands.
you know
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was what you said for
That's
normal
for the
regular
that's
For the
that-
magical
that's
item,
for
but
the
you've never
magical
used it before.
It's not
thing. You've
magical,
never done
yeah.
that before.
We'll
so
figure it out.
might
I guess
be a
we'll figure it
D4.
out for
yeah,
additional.
just list it as items, and I'll tell you what happens. So about 1 o'clock, maybe 2 in the afternoon, the Deepwater is going down, and you see on the horizon 3 humongous warships flying the story flag.
Okay, time to turn around.
Ernesto's calmly going.
Okay.
And as you get sort of closer, they're within like half a mile of you off to your port. Port is left, right?
Yes.
Starboard's right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're off to your
Correct.
port side. They're going in sort of a formation. And as you're going, you're way faster than these ships. They are
Right.
slow lumbering, massive things. But as you're going, one of them, before you catch up with them, one of them takes off to sort of on an intercept course with you guys.
Don't like this. Don't like this.
And Ernesto says, "Steady, everyone. We haven't done anything wrong."
Why don't we just
We should probably hide.
stay out of sight? Yeah.
I'll
You guys want to
definitely
come
stay
hang out in my
outside.
cool
You
room?
disguise yourself.
Actually,
You do that,
only
right?
we only really need to hide if like
Lily.
there are gonna be
Disguise.
people who would recognize us, but
Yeah, why would these people recognize?
they wouldn't necessarily.
Unless the king somehow told people about us.
I would disguise myself. I'll just look like a deckhand.
Okay, it takes a while
I
for
mean,
ships to
yeah.
move. So
a
within the
dark-skinned
amount of time
human.
that you think would make sense, in case they stay a while, you trained yourself into a dark-skinned human who's dressed about the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lurk around in like
The shadows.
the rafters of the shadows of the ships, kind of like I don't know, like
The
Peter
rafters.
Pan.
You're up in the
Yeah,
ropes.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know ship terms.
They
You're up
can't
in the
find me.
ropes. There's ropes up there.
The rat lion.
Because they've got those checkerboard rope things that's how
Yeah.
you climb up to the top.
Yeah.
So you're up in there.
I don't want them to find me unless I want them to find me.
All right.
So you're in that crow's nest.
Well, I imagine. the
So
rest
make
of
a
us are
stealth
just
check for funsies.
Standing by the captain, presumably.
And everybody else
There's
is
a natural
would
20
probably-
plus
Holy
10
shit.
stealth.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
you're 30
You're
stealth.
really fucking well
You're,
hidden.
no
You're-
one knows
invisible.
where you went.
You're on a
just
different
imagine
boat.
I'm on a different boat.
Would be where the action would happen.
That's awesome.
So after it takes about 20 minutes for them to actually get up close to you.
Should Lilia be up here or is
She could disguise herself
She can come
in
stand
theory.
by me, by the captain.
And okay, wait.
Because I imagine anyone that talks will
Whatever.
talk to you,
I'm hiding.
like captain.
Oh goodness, careful.
So as
be-
they
I'll
get
be up
close,
and about.
there's a man off to the right side of the starboard side of their ship who waves them down and gives like a signal with a torch. And Ernesto goes, "All right, full stop." Raises or furl the sails or stops the ship. And
Anchor down.
You don't put anchors down in the middle of the ocean.
Oh my
but,
God.
Oh, just for a pit stop.
Yeah, so you
no.
they slow the ship down a lot, and the other ship comes up, and they end up connecting the ships together with this big gangplank. And Ernesto goes directly up to where the gangplank is, and sort of salutes the other captain of the ship. This guy is middle-aged, salt and pepper beard, and cropped hair, and he's wearing sort of the armor of Destori. It's very similar to the soldiers you've seen before, except this has sort of a naval flair, so it's a lot more flowy clothing and less like full fucking plate
Yeah.
and more just enough to
Yeah.
get by. But it's all colored the blue, black, and white of Destori. And he comes on board and brings 10 other guys, and Ernesto lets him without any argument. And the man walks up to Captain Ernesto and
I
says,
would say Daisy's probably done.
Yeah.
Presumably.
well met. My name is Captain William Beckard of the DRS Neutralizer.
What a great name.
That sounds fun.
DRS is Destori Royal Ship. DRS Neutralizer.
Jesus Christ.
And I apologize to have to do this, but we are charged with any ships that we run into in the Ventress Channel. We are to check your stores and cabins for specific items and contraband that might exist. And just to ask you what exactly you're doing. Not like that sounded rude. I apologize. Really, just to make sure you're not doing any pirating and whatnot. I recognize the ship. I've seen you a few times, Captain Strada, correct? And Ernesto's like, "Yep, that's me."
Got nothing to hide.
This is new, though, right? You only just had to start this. And Captain Beckard says, "Yes, very recent orders." Anyway, if you don't mind, I'll have my soldiers search. Relatively thorough, but we're not destroying anything. Strict orders not to.
Backpack.
And then I'll just ask you a few questions while they're doing that, and maybe you'll be on your way, hopefully. I don't think you'll
Maybe
doing
you'll be on your
anything-
way.
anything
Hopefully.
illegal or whatever, but that's my job. And Ernesto nods and calls his crew down to sort of gather on the deck and let the 10 Destori naval soldiers do their job. And they head down into the decks. They open a few crates that aren't like impossible to get into or something. They don't seem to be doing the most thorough job, which is good.
Yeah.
And they go through, and Captain Beckard sort of gets out a ledger. All right, so this ship is the Deepwater. May I ask you where you come from? And Ernesto's like, we just escaped Arkala. I'm sure you heard what happened there. And we're headed to Port Hall to resupply and then to figure out what our next move is.
This is where she is, roughly.
All right.
You
And,
don't have to hold her up there.
and
Yes, I do.
Captain Beckard says,
No.
Too heavy.
Captain Beckard's like, all right, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yes, I did hear that was something terrible. I do wish to warn you a bit, though. If you're in Port Hall, your ship's a little faster than us, so I assume you'll get there before we do, but don't stay there too long. And Ernesto's like,
Oh Lord, he coming.
don't stay there too long. I'm assuming there's a reason for that. And Captain Beckards says, looks back at his ship, looks back at Ernesto and says, just trust me. And then
So, like, should we not go, or we just...
No, we just gotta be
Don't stay
fast.
there.
you're hidden.
Oh, I know, that was it. Yeah.
Sounds like we can go, restock, GTFO.
Yeah, that's all we were going to
As
do anyway.
I'm
much.
on the port side on gunnery. I'm looking at the Destory ship.
Right.
How does the crew of the other ship look? Do they look fresh? Do they look battle weary? Do they look?
They look fresh.
They look fresh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
And that ship is stocked AF with weaponry, and they've got ballistae on the deck. They've got cannons that line the whole thing. They seem to also have spaces for oars.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
It's a big warship, and
Yeah.
it is quite something to behold. Especially since it's
Does it
about
look like a cat?
twice the size of your boat.
Gotcha. So their gangplank came.
Yeah, it's down from the top. Yeah.
Does it look like a cat?
No,
Like cat boats, cat tanks?
it looks like a boat.
It looks like a boat.
A large boat with metal siding.
Metal siding.
Sorry.
And after a while, though, they finish their search. They head off, and they
Okay.
leave back on their ship. And
Okay.
Captain Beckard says, "All right, safe travels." Heads back up. They remove the gangplank, and you're on your way. And after 30 minutes or so, you get way ahead of them because your ship's way faster than theirs is, and they disappear over the horizon.
Cool.
And Ernesto says to everyone, "All right, everyone, back to your posts. Just, we're coming into Port Hall here soon, so be a little wary."
Are most Destory captains so courteous as this last individual?
Some of them are. I would be wary to put all Destory people under one umbrella, whether you work for the military or not. Some people are in the unfortunate position of having worked there, been in the Destory military for years and years.
Before Salvador was
Yeah.
king.
Yes. And then
Sorry, I'm still not there. I'm
and
just
being forced
clarifying
to
for context.
do what they're doing now. Some of them aren't happy about it, but I don't know. We'll see if anything happens as far as that goes. It's one thing being not happy about it. It's one thing actually actively working against it. And if Captain Beckard and them were involved in any terrible, inhumane shit, then I may be less courteous to him in the future. But as far as I know, he's fine for now.
Aye, Captain, and I drop my disguise.
Oh, Nala. Okay. All right. Thought I didn't recognize that person. But you continue on your way.
All right.
After a little while, you get there in the evening. Port Hall comes in the distance, and you see this relatively small, but with this massive harbor, as you recall from your previous journey. And you are not harassed, though you do see some ships flying a specific black flag with a V on it. It looks very V for Vendetta, except not.
Not.
And
It's a green V.
yeah.
Sure.
So this is a black background with just a red V.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And you are allowed, after a little while, to dock at this at Port Hall.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to break there because I have to pee really bad.
Oh, yeah, me
Yeah.
too. You go first.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Cameron here, as always, here in the center-ish of this session. I know it's a little bit of an odder session because it's all of us just at sea, and Tess isn't here, and lots of role-playing in this one, but I think we needed it after escaping Arkala, so it works out. As always, I want to thank you all for listening to the show. If you like our show and want to support us financially, my company's Patreon page is patreon.com/Cameron Evesque Davis. Evesque is spelled Evesque. The link is in the description of the podcast like always. I also always, of course, want to give a shout out to Tabletop Audio, which is the site that I use for all the ambience and all the music in every episode of Welcome to the Bone Era. You can also head over to his Patreon, which is on the website, and if you want to support his amazing stuff, you can do that. For this session, I don't actually have very much else to say, so another short announcements one. Nothing interesting, nothing very exciting is happening in my life or anything to plug, so that's what I got this time. Without further ado, let's get back into it.
I've got notes.
Yeah, because that's back when we were still taking notes.
Well, writing our notes, not...
There weren't
Listening to our notes.
that many shops in Portugal.
Right. There was like...
I was going to tell you them, because you only basically stopped at the
dock.
Seagull.
Y'all
Yeah.
remember how
Yeah, we just stayed at
got
the...
a cart
Yeah.
onto this boat last
Maybe we can find another cart.
Yeah, let's find another... Okay, I moved on from our horses.
Oh, you've
Gone,
moved on.
but not forgotten.
Yep.
I'm sure the wound has been reopened because someone most likely was like, "Where's your
I am
horse?"
so surprised the glaive hasn't popped up again.
Yep.
I thought for
Hey.
sure the glaive was gonna be popping up.
Don't.
No, it was
Watch it pops up like in this campaign like a year from now.
session
We all like totally forgot about it.
3.
Remember that
was
blacksmith took 20 minutes to tell me
Yeah, I
no.
wasn't there, which I'm upset about.
Actually,
I still.
well,
I can.
technically, your
The sappy
character
seagull.
was.
Yeah.
Your character was.
The sappy seagull. That
The
was
Sappy
This
Seagull.
is where we
Yeah.
stayed.
With the sign on the outside with the seagull, like,
Hey.
yes.
This
Being
isn't
sappy.
where. No, that was in the other place, Arkala,
Which one? About what?
where you were kicked out.
Oh,
No, that was first session.
Yeah.
first session.
in Esterosi.
Right away.
We're in
Yeah.
session 20.
You know what?
Appreciate
I hope,
knowledge.
that bar is burned down.
I have a fucking vendetta against that bartender because I was a jerk.
Fair, it was your
Because,
fault. It was before we understood her,
yeah.
Charms.
quirkiness.
Yeah. All right. So back in the game,
My first
you have now docked relatively peacefully, though you do see lots more like banners and bunches of soldiers dressed in reds and blacks running around, not Distori colors, and multiple flags of that V.
Can you remind me, sorry, the name of this dude, Earl something something?
Uh,
I have it.
hang on.
Thorn Valiente.
I don't think I
Valiente.
spelled it correctly. Thorn
Thorn with an E.
V-A-L.
with an E, okay, and Valiente like Valentine, but with the words,
Valiente.
letters
It
mixed
actually
around.
is how it sounded out.
Sweet, okay.
Being from outside of Venevra, would I happen to know if this group is from, like, the mainland or somewhere else?
No?
Wait, who?
He would
The
just
Earl?
be
He's
the
from
Earl,
up
yeah.
here.
No,
He's
not the Earl.
Oh.
This army, this V sigil. Am I
This-
familiar with this
presumably-
V?
No,
This
it's
army
Valiente.
is Valiente's army.
Okay,
talking about?
I just didn't know if they were like a mercenary group they hired
Thus
or
the
something.
V.
Cool. I was just wondering if they
So
might
what
have.
was that noise? It sounded like a ship creaking. And then
Esterosi first.
Oh, what?
Hey,
you were making
hey,
a noise
Yeah.
that sounded like a ship.
Hey,
Ship.
what are you doing?
I'm being a cat.
Hey.
Which is to say, probably putting things in my mouth.
Yes, Thorn Valiente, some people would know, is the Count of Dark Sun. And
Which
Dark
is the
Sun
East
is
Count.
Blindhold, Dark Sun Swamp, Kursak, Miloda, Trunova, and the Dark Sun Peaks. Basically, the entire eastern part of Austria.
Good thing we didn't do that mage mission that made
Yeah.
us go there.
I
wonder
mean,
if that's still available. That job.
I'm sure they found somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you are exiting the ship, or before anybody gets off, Ernesto sort of gathers everyone together, as he is wont to do, and says, all right, so, Omniasari is about 20 days away. It would also be 20 days back, plus emergency stuff, so I'm saying we can get 2 months worth of supplies. Unfortunately, my reserves, not super great after the cannons and all that. I have enough to maybe get a month, and I was hoping Bonira, famous adventurers, could pitch in a bit.
How much do you need?
Well, it depends
Oh,
on
I have a
once we get
whole
there.
ass chest of gold.
Yeah,
backpack?
We've already
seriously.
Well, we already distributed
Yeah, we
it
already
out.
did
Yeah.
that.
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we did that already.
All right, well then I
But,
still have like a
Shouldn't we
grand.
figure out what the situation is when we get there?
So right now you're huddled before
okay.
you get off.
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant. Like, okay, never mind.
So presuming, provided that we're able to everything,
Yeah.
it's fine. I'd need about 200 gold.
Per person?
Each?
No.
Well, Captain,
Total.
Oh, sure.
Captain, do you happen to know?
You know,
has
it's been a long time since I've had that response to, we need about 200 gold.
We just won the tournament.
Oh, right, you did.
well, Captain, do you happen to know
Congratulations.
offhand how many of the crew will be disembarking, or how many will be?
Basically, it's going to be myself and Elachian and no one else.
Everyone is disembarking.
No,
just
Other way
them.
around. Other
Just
way around.
them.
Oh,
Just them.
We're getting stuff delivered here. Based on all these creepy ass flags and the soldiers, I'm not really a fan of.
Being here long.
We don't want to be here.
I
that
don't want to be
long.
here
Yeah.
long.
Would you guys
It's gonna
like
take some time to gather everything. There's a wholesale shipyard supplier,
Mm-hmm.
and he points out this big warehouse where you see lots of sailors and whatnot going.
And just
in
he and the
out.
Lockian are gonna
And
go.
we're gonna go there.
Great.
If you all need to pick up anything in the city that you wanted,
oh, I meant how many of the crew are planning on leaving the ship?
None.
None.
No,
Jason.
just
just
them.
myself and Elachian.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about if
he
anyone
meant,
doesn't
like-
want to go on
Yeah.
this adventure.
We said
you
that we've
can.
already established
Yeah, you-
everyone's.
Everyone's down.
Everyone's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's
We
staying.
did that already. We've had.
I
this
thought
conversation.
like in Port Hall. I just told you.
Yeah.
But no, I understand what you mean now. Yeah. So
Apologies,
no,
I don't
everybody's
phrase things.
everybody's on board,
Should we try to sell
both
the
literally
trophy?
and figuratively.
Or do we want to keep that? Put in
I
the
want
house?
to keep it.
All right.
What?
The
Keep
trophy.
what?
The trophy.
Of course, we're gonna keep it.
How about for now we display it in the captain's quarters? That seems to be the
Hey, that's
most-
where it's sitting anyway.
Yeah.
Display in the captain's quarters.
Is there like
until-
a trading post or a general?
There's a general store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting off this boat.
Captain, you don't happen to know
get off.
where I might be able to procure some gemstones, diamonds in Port Hall?
Jesus.
The only way you might be able to do that is you find another sailor who happens to have a haul of them. I mean, it may be worth asking
Yeah,
around
this
if,
is
if you're desperate, but
It's a tiny, tiny port town.
Yeah.
And we have enough to bring someone back from the dead.
No, I'm
So we're
talking about. Well,
probably
in,
okay.
in my mind, this
Oh,
is
rubies.
Arloso family summoning.
Okay. Is anyone getting off the boat?
I'm getting off.
What are you
I
doing?
would have
I'm gonna
asked.
go just
I would ask for
really quick
permission
hit up the
to
store and
What do you
disembark
need?
from the boat.
absolutely.
see
Okay.
see what's there.
Okay.
I'll go with
I've
Win.
got enough
I'll go with
gold
Win.
now. I need to see if there's armor for me.
Yeah, I'll go with Win, but I'm also going to just keep a lookout for, as the captain told me,
Okay.
anyone that
I
might.
guess we're all gonna stay on the boat
possibly-
then.
Nala, while you're out, can you get me a beer kit? Bruh.
Captain, you don't happen to know where one might be able to find?
I'd try the general store
Yeah.
Yeah, since you guys are going anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
get me some
since
beer.
it's basically the
Bring
only
you, I'll
shop.
bring you the receipt and we'll go have some.
Maybe Alabasters might have it, but you know
Yeah.
he's mostly into potions and stuff.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't be making potions.
If they
What would
need
Lilia do in this
if they need 200
Lily's staying
gold
on the
for
boat.
the rest of the supplies, we each need to chip in 40,
Okay.
I'll take on 40.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
40.
including Lilia.
Okay,
40.
I'll take Lilia's out.
Cool.
40.
Sorry.
She's not here to argue.
Sorry, our fearless leader.
No, she has a bunch of gold. You all are.
We don't
We
just
all
be like,
boatloads of
Lilia,
gold.
you're 40, please.
Yeah, right.
All right, Daisy.
Y'all are
look
rich
up.
until it comes into like magical weapons. Or
Yeah.
magical
Right.
weapons, and that's where it becomes.
That's
a thing.
Sure, sure.
Or
Man,
you know,
I'm
if you ever like want a
Totally
castle or
trying to butter up.
We don't
How's
need a
Nigel
castle.
doing? Does
We've
Nigel
got
want
a
to stay on the
magical
boat?
house.
not just staying on the boat.
No, stay on the boat.
We should buy
he-
some.
he tells you
blue
guys,
things, though,
like,
next time we find some.
Is there anything you need?
I don't like the look of any of them. Well, actually, now that you think of it, and he like opens up his components pouch. No, I'm good. I think
good?
I'm all set for most things, at least. Sorry, I keep mixing Ernesto's and Nigel's voice.
Maybe.
I was doing this whole thing earlier, explaining how you can make 6 voices out of one singular accent, because all you have to do is change the timbre and the gruffness. And now I'm doing the confusing thing. Anyway,
It's okay.
so
Okay. Yeah, let's get going.
all right,
Great.
so you head off.
We don't want to be
and
here very long.
Ernesto's like at the front, and you get down, and you are stopped by a group of these black and red clad soldiers.
Oh,
Are we
great.
walking off the port side or the starboard side?
The port side, because that's how ships work.
Is it?
I just don't know
Basically.
which side we pulled in on terms of the
That's
game.
how most ships work.
Sure. Let's go.
None of
back.
us know jack
I don't know
shit
anything
about ships.
I don't know jack ship.
Man, how do we not have John on here?
But,
you say?
Oh, why do we have jack?
And Alakian.
All right. So
Off the ship.
you head off, and you're told one of these soldiers, sort of a relatively younger man, holds up his hand and says, "Halt!
Alt.
We just need to make sure that you're on the level, as it were. Who's the captain here?" And Ernesto says, "That would be me. How can I help you? We just need to make sure, just ask you what your business is in Port Hall, and see if, well, that's our business, isn't it? What's your business here in Port Hall?" And Ernesto says, "You're not really used to this whole job, are you, dude?" All right. We're here to pick up supplies, and then we'll be on our way. We're not even spending 4 hours here, hopefully. And the guy, the sort of leader of this group, looks a little taken aback at Ernesto's snappy comment. He can talk to everyone except for Kieran.
That's
I'm gonna lean
funny
over and be
as
like,
hell.
Adorable.
Sure. He's hot when he's spicy.
Where is John?
I guess we're over there.
Yeah, we're watching my man be spicy.
And the guy says, "All right. I mean, just keep your head down. Don't cause any trouble. Valiente forces are watching you."
Valiente Forces. It's a creative name
They're really
for
boring.
an army.
It's their thing is a V.
Yeah.
It's they're not. They didn't have a lot of time for branding.
Sure.
Should have
fair.
hired Emily.
I get it.
I'm trying to do something like cute and fast.
Do they
Speaking
seem?
of-
Do they seem like?
Shit, we need flags.
Do they seem skittish, like stern?
They
like,
seem sort of on. No, make an insight check.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay.
Right. There's a mechanic.
Are you doing that as well?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them roll for both.
Okay. You would advantage.
That
right?
was a natural one.
That's
so
why
thank
I'm
you.
gonna let
Thank
them
you.
roll for both.
Okay. 15.
Okay. From what you can tell, they seem somewhat on edge. You also notice, like, beyond that, most of the people you see are either sailors doing their business or these soldiers.
Oh, interesting.
There aren't civilians wandering around. The one pub that you were at before isn't very lively. It seems there's a tenserosity around the
Sure.
town, and these soldiers are tense as well of their own volition. And this guy doesn't look old; like he looks about 22, maybe?
Okay.
And he's the leader of this little.
Okay.
So. And he's eventually says,
You won't get any trouble from us.
"Well, I'm glad to hear it. Anyway, carry on. We'll be watching." Lamar.
I'm gonna
Lamar.
whisper to Kieran, to Win. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper to Win. Do you feel we should escort the captain to his store before we head out for our own personal?
I'm sure the captain can defend himself.
And Ernesto leads over. We're gonna be fine. I especially know everybody who is still. They were part of this town before all this happened, so I've got allies here.
Okay.
I can be safe.
Okay, so y'all head off. Ernesto and Alakian goes directly to the warehouse store, the sort of shipyard supplier for captains, etc. And you guys go swimming in a channel way to the south, according to how you've placed on the map. Yeah. Now you're in the war zone. No, so you head over to the general store. It is just called Port Hall General. It's
Okay.
I think
Port
that's
Hall
what they
General.
call it. Yep, Port Hall General. And it's just a medium-sized shop that has everything basic you can think of.
Okay.
So, in lieu of role-playing this, what are you looking for?
Just general adventuring supplies, potions, maybe some armor. I doubt there would be any, but just to look for it.
They have a single standard potion,
Okay. I'll take it.
50 gold. Armor, they don't have anything.
Healing potion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
As far as armor, they don't really have anything. They've got some leathers and whatnot.
Okay.
They've got a lot of kits for random various tasks, you know.
Oh, do they have a brewing kit?
They do have a brewing kit.
Woo!
Well, I'll buy a brewing kit.
Okay, let me look up how much that is. So I'm sure it's an amount that's in the system. I bet it's about... What is it? Brewer's supplies?
Potion.
Yeah,
I like this
Goulet.
music a lot.
It's very nice.
You can thank Tabletop Audio.
Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for
You're
the
the
amazing
best.
ambiance that you provide.
That's 20 gold. 20 gold for the brewer's kit.
If you wanted to shoot me 10.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Are you proficient in the brewing supplies?
No, we just have that book.
You do have the book.
The brewing book, yeah.
I'll remember that for the... Because the thing is, Damien was, and that's why you
That's
have...
how we got it started.
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's how we got it started. Which was so
Alright.
fun.
That's why we picked the one that we picked was because
It's weird being back here.
Damien knew.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Damien's here.
Yeah.
Fuck your roleplay scene.
Okay, yeah.
Talk about Tim's...
We gotta save Damien.
Fuck your roleplay scene. Oh my god, that's...
Okay, Damien's in dire straits. We don't really need
We're good. It's fine.
I'm still saying we could always just tell Johanna to go help Damien.
If she wanted to.
If she wanted to.
She's busy. She's got.
She's
Yeah, but she
managing
also
a lot
has
of
a
things
whole
right
ass
now.
group of people that could do it for her.
Ass group.
Yeah, she's got some bum guys over here,
Were you going to do
butt
something?
guys over there.
No, it's
So yeah, we got the
starting a
brewers.
conversation. As we're walking, I guess. Back to the ship.
Yeah, that was basically it. And there was no gemstones. I didn't see anything as I was walking around.
Nah, I mean, wait. If you were asking ship people, then make an investigation check.
I'm not gonna actively ask. I'm just gonna proceed to see if there's anyone that
Make
possibly.
a perception check.
Okay. So
Looking for someone who seems wealthy.
5.
No, you do not see any gems being carted around or anything.
I'll ask the shopkeeper. Do you have any gems, diamonds?
Unfortunately, not here. I was fresh out.
Thank you very much.
I added the brewer stuff to mine.
Oh, thank you. You didn't need anything, right? Sure.
No.
Okay.
All right,
That
Got
was
something
it.
to occupy us now.
so y'all head back to the ship.
Or I guess you want to go to the ship or meet the captain.
No, the captain's fine.
Okay, go back to the ship.
Okay, you head back to the ship, and when you're there,
No
Get everything you
role-playing.
needed.
No role playing here.
apparently not.
Just waiting for it. And he's dead.
I don't know why I just started playing music, I'm sorry.
Why are you on Amazon?
What? Because I need to get something I forgot about.
Okay.
Emergency purchase.
All right. So when you get there, Ernesto and Alakian are telling some people from the warehouse to load up, and what you see is they're loading up long travel supplies, lots of hardtack, lots of
Gruel.
stuff that keeps a long time, and hopefully won't be infested by weevils by the time you get there.
Yeah.
And back, because that's a big thing as well. And there's also a lot of carpentry supplies, like lots of just loose scraps of wood and cloth and whatnot. And they also have these 2 large folded pieces of canvas, but they look like sails, but they're much thicker.
Yeah.
They're storm sails.
Got it.
Sure.
And so they pick those up and they get them all loaded on in about 4 or 5 hours, because it's a lot of loading stuff up and paying for it and negotiating the price and whatnot. In the end, they weren't able to negotiate the price down any, but it cost them...
Do I need to go over there and intimidate some people?
I mean, Ernesto waves you off.
All
It's
right,
not
all
a
right.
big deal. And you eventually have all the supplies that you need to get back underway.
Cool.
So, as you head out onto the... Nope, wrong one.
The ocean blue.
Open water.
Blue.
Cast off. Goodbye, porthole.
Good riddance, porthole.
As you're leaving,
Uh-huh.
you head to the east, away from Port Hall. Make this big turn, head that direction. As you get out of the harbor itself, you see in the distance those
Those islands.
warships.
Oh, as we're leaving.
Oh,
As you're
interesting.
leaving.
Okay.
They have made it up there, and they all turn on the town, and you hear And the
Holy
town
shit.
itself fires back from there's a military encampment there that
my
fires
God.
back at the ships. And as you head away, you can tell staying in Port Hall would have been a really bad idea.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, thanks for the tip, buddy.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
That
We're not in the
Because suppress
danger
the
of
resistance.
Oh, what a bunch
You're
of
not
dicks.
you're not near them. By the time they manage to catch up to you and start their attack on Port Hall, you have cleared the harbor, and
Yeah.
they're basically in the distance, and you just see that start to happen. And like Ernesto is standing sort of on the edge, looking out at that, and he turns to you, Nala, and says, "Well, I said not all the story people, but people can be disappointing."
Damn.
Ouch.
Turns back.
Heavy.
Hashtag yes, all the story.
Oh my god.
Hashtag ADAP. All the story are bastards.
Oh my god.
I'll just put my hand on his shoulder.
Okay, he like takes it and puts his hand on your hand.
Squat, squat, squat.
Um,
and then,
Yeah, we're back on the ship. Thanks, Nala.
and then do you hear the people sing Rises above, above the sea?
No, this is not that kind of resistance.
Yes, unfortunately that one failed.
So did this one.
Well, this one's there's another war. There's so many fronts to these conflicts on this archipelago.
There's a lot of political intrigue. All right,
Intrigue.
so over the next, could I have the map?
20 days.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we've got that storm island.
Yeah,
Oh, Damien's in trouble.
I feel bad.
We should call him again. Like, hey, buddy. Yeah, right.
If only you guys knew someone who could call him 3 times every day for the next 20 days. It's me.
Would the trip,
Yeah, boy.
if we
It's me,
Your
yeah,
friendly
boy.
neighborhood
decided to
cowboy.
go to here, would it be the same amount of time?
Hey there,
Like,
demons. It's
Actually,
me.
probably it's a
Yeah,
little-
boy.
Yeah, boy.
Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Over the next week,
Goat man.
Okay.
if there's anything you guys would like to do,
I'm on your bridge,
Or
man.
talk with
It's
each
our
other?
bridge now.
or make checks about, or like talk to people in sending, or whatever.
Oh, God.
Specifically, you have the next 7 days of relatively peaceful travel before the next plot point happens.
Is that gonna happen this
Do we
evening?
just gonna go
Probably.
around in a
Plot point?
circle?
Okay.
Just want to go around in a circle? Be like, what would you like to do, or just
Ooh.
perk in?
I would like just a good old 80s music marathon of me and the captain.
Oh my god.
Various romantic moments on the boat.
Oh, don't
Bumping into each other.
Had the time of my life.
Okay, just for the hell of it, make a charisma check.
Yes, +1.
Oh no.
What is it?
It was a natural one.
Amazing.
It was so great.
Oh my god.
I'm sure he'll find it endearing rather
I bet
than
it was
weird.
adorable.
This is insane.
What happens in the next 7 days is some amount of
If he breaks up with me, I'm going to throw myself
awkwardness.
off the boat.
It's basically like
What is that
Ernesto
there?
seems to be. You get the feeling that Ernesto. It's been a long time since Ernesto has done something like this, and while he rolled a pretty damn good charisma check, his,
So I am smitten.
yes,
He is
there's just some awkwardness between you. It's gonna take some, figuring stuff
Conversation,
out to do.
communication in a relationship.
That's not real. No one needs that. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Sounds
listeners,
fake.
don't take that, listeners. Communication's
fake.
key.
Sounds fake, but
Oh
okay.
my god.
Does anyone else want to do anything?
Please, John, don't think that's what I think.
I kind of had a thing.
Give me a minute. Yeah.
What's your
Win.
what's
Win
your-
first.
Win first.
Okay, fine. I think at some point I would have just found Char doing what she's doing. You good?
I said Al for the die.
I really wish that
okay.
was a 7. Instead of 1.
I know that happens so often.
But yeah,
You can find me?
yeah,
Alright,
find
you find Char at some point. In the
at
next
some
7
point.
days.
so hidden.
I just sorry, this is weird. I don't normally talk to people like this. Just wanted to make sure you were okay. Because I know what we went through in Arkala was a lot.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Well,
a
I
lot
know
happening.
you're young, you're on your own, you're far from home. I'm sure that's
She's a father figure.
that's something to get used to. I know I've had that kind of experience. Being on my own a lot.
I'm not really on my own, am I?
Well, that's true, I suppose.
I don't know where you found me.
Somewhere.
I don't know.
This is 7 days. It
Yeah,
could have been
playing
anywhere.
I'm probably playing like jacks or something.
Oh yeah, you still gotta play cards against the first
Oh,
move.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dice game.
You're playing
yeah.
Ship Captain Bosun with...
Yeah.
No, but this is going to be just you two. So
But
at some
yeah.
point you caught
Yeah.
them.
I just wanted to make sure.
Thanks.
Should we
Yes.
try a different
I
beer
know
or the
you've-
same beer?
You've kind of had a rough time with it.
Yeah.
Everything that's been going
We
on.
have to check what.
I mean, we all have. But I just wanted to make sure.
Fine.
Awkwardly step away.
Wynn's doing his best.
That was great. No. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Nala?
Win character development.
Over the course of the week, I would like two things mostly.
Okay.
Is I would like to really become more familiar with Nigel as a person in terms of they're
So do you
not.
find him at some point? Or?
Well, I've mostly been bunking with them since we.
He's a he. You can use he for him.
Oh, okay. I've been bunking with him since we got on the boat.
Though I do appreciate you trying to use they for everyone who you don't know. That's excellent stuff. And you're the only person I've ever met who actually fucking stays with that, and it's excellent, and please continue.
Yes.
But as far as actual
Because
people
that does
who know their
confuse
pronouns,
a lot of
he,
people.
him. It's just for not joking.
It's awesome.
But I would like to try and become familiar with them enough to know what kind of person they are. But I also would like to. I'm just infatuated with magic in all of its forms. So.
Oh, it's like with Nigel.
No, with magic.
Oh my god, so many
Magic
romances!
in all of its forms, and I'm really curious about.
So what do you
To be
ask?
fair, Nigel is a magic form. Kind of. Wizard.
I do ask him where his study, his background was from.
I was trained in Terrativa. Way to the north. Was there for a long time. Got kicked out for about 2 years and then went back and finished up my studies.
How many years exactly were you at Terrativa?
Well, each track of each discipline, each school of magic has a different number of years required. Enchantment is one of the longer ones. It's an 8-year course at the school. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did.
Doctorate. Dr. Nigel.
Dr. Nigel. And yes, so it's an interesting place. You have to live there, for one thing. There's no way of not living there. It's in the Fallen Mountains, which are these... You have to trek up to this nonsense place way up in the mountains. There's all these giant towers, and you check in, and if they... The thing is, you don't try to be accepted to this place. They find you and accept you. So I was one of the young people offered a position or offered schooling at Tertiva. And I ended up going there, and my, shall I say, prickly attitude about certain things pissed a few specific professors off, and I was kicked out after 6 years, left for a while, came back, finished it up.
What kind of things were you prickly about, if you don't mind me asking?
Specific ideas about... You see, I think magic isn't inherently anything, right? There are certain people there who think there's certain morality applied to any style of magic. It is really dependent on which professors. The headmaster themselves, they don't care. But they've had many, many years on the rest of us, from what I gather. But there are some professors who are there who specifically create cliques, as it were, in the magic school, even between professors. Like, these ones will stay over there, teach all the same students, but these ones will go, nope, you can't learn necromancy or whatever. And these ones that are like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. So there's a bit of
So it's a
head-to-head of
relatively segregated institution?
depends on who you're there with, yes. And they're very, very particular about specific areas you're not supposed to go in, as I discovered. No matter if I was literally just trying to find out additional information for my studies.
How large of a facility is this? The entire school? Rough estimate.
Rough estimate? I mean, what do you want? Square footage?
Kilometers if it's that large.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's on about a 10-kilometer area in the mountains, but the school itself is this one massive building that has the 3 towers. And these towers are large enough to have each floor be full, like, areas of training. And then there are a couple of dorms, and there is a bar, an inn, on the premises where everybody hangs out any other time during the day. And we also own the lake that is up there, and there are certain magics taught around the lake. There's a building down there.
Did you enjoy your time at that school?
Enjoy is such a specific word.
How old is Nigel? I don't think I've...
You asking him? Or are
No,
you
this
just
is
guessing?
me out. I
Make an
Yeah.
insight check.
That's a 9 plus 1, 10.
Anywhere from mid-20s to 40 with that roll.
Gotcha.
He is well taken care of.
Gotcha.
He seems to have a very cushy upbringing.
I actually do have business with that school.
Oh, yes? What sort of business? You planning on going there? It seems like you get all your magic from, well,
From myself.
this. And he makes like a snout motion and like touches the points of his head as the horns.
Nala will laugh and a little
That's
bit of
funny.
smoke will come out of her nose with the laugh.
I'm glad you didn't take offense to that. Sorry, that was probably a weird way of describing what I was getting at, but you get it from yourself, is what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if you happen to know much about my culture, anything about the draconic race of Dragonborns.
Not really.
I'm actually going upon a cultural journey from my clan called The Becoming. I am actually trying to make myself a much more better individual.
A much more better individual.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Same, every day.
it's a rite of passage that only one has apparently been able to fulfill.
Wow. That's, those are big shoes to fill.
Exactly.
Probably literally.
I, sympathize.
Thank you. And in actuality, I actually think I might be on a path that leads to your school. There might be something hidden there that I have to procure, and I'm actually relatively wary about how or what it is and how I'll be able to get it.
Well, what I can tell you is that it's very secretive if you're not a person who actually is going to the school. Getting inside, if you're not invited, is difficult, but not impossible. And there are people inside who would be willing to help, depending on what your cause is. But it really depends on... There's also this, that you can get writs, which tell you, like, study writs. You can get for a week or a month or whatever. You have access to their knowledge, and it'll let you inside to, like, the libraries. So that's a way in. It really depends on what you want to do there. But, I mean, wizards are gonna wizard.
How hard is it to become recommended for the school? are you found just through hearsay, or is there letters of recommendation required?
You're found through whatever mystical means they do it. I have no idea how they do that.
I am a champion of the Tournament of Champions.
That's not what they're looking for, unfortunately. To be a true hero.
Oh my
God. But that's not... They look for something in generally younger people. The number of people who are already
It might
adults...
surprise you, but I'm only 17.
Well,
Might surprise.
that does surprise me. I'm not... I mean...
You're what?
Forgive me, but I don't know how to tell age of Dragonborn.
Of course.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. They would contact you.
Just felt myself age by another 5 years.
Win.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
We're
I-
old men.
Am going to be asking you again about this institution. I am very certain that it's going
Sure.
to be a...
Oh, the stories I could tell. Well, not really. I kept to myself a lot.
Well, whatever you would like to share, I'm more
I
than happy to
mean,
hear.
well, Vidar was there with me. That's why we know
We're
each other.
classmates.
Yeah.
Neat.
He was one of the very few older people who was invited.
How old was he when he began his studies?
Gosh, it's really hard to tell with elves. Half-elves, even.
Elves. Fucking elves.
I have no idea how old Vidar
Okay,
is.
gotcha.
But I know he was older than me, that's for sure.
Were there any Dragonborn at the institution?
There were
you
quite a
worked at?
few, yes. Or at least a decent number, more than you'd expect.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely, I should get back on copying spells down just in case all hell breaks loose, as
Of
it's
course, I'll
already
leave it to
done.
your work.
Fair enough.
So, and he
Sorry, that
continues
took a little
copying.
longer than I...
No, it's good. You got lore dumped.
Cool.
Sort of.
No, that's cool.
Anyone else in this 7 days?
I want to do some stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so would it? Okay, so I know that Tupin was originally going to teach me how to brew the moonflowers. Is there any like sense of, after I read like the book that kind of like told me what they were, and like talking to him briefly, could I try like by myself to just kind of like put them down into like a potent form? I don't know. So I was thinking of maybe going ask like the cook lady if I could brew them down in like one of her pots or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
So that's more making like an infusion or something like that.
Yeah, because like if I don't know how to brew it into a potion, maybe I could just put them in like a form and then like get them to someone.
Okay.
I don't
Try
know.
them out.
I don't know if that's pointless. That's probably pointless.
Make an intelligence check.
Worth a shot, yeah.
It's a natural 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Then great. So, a way to maintain herbal potency is infusions, tinctures, soaking in alcohol,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Great.
Will maintain herbal potency. Whether they're able to then be used in potions and things,
Yeah.
who knows? You have no idea. But if you want them not to go bad,
Yeah.
and that's what you're aiming for, that may be a thing to do.
Okay.
And you can definitely find rum
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
if you want to make a tincture.
Great. Okay. Okay. Or I have to go to the cook to find rum, or can I just ask?
You get a
someone else?
ration,
Okay.
but you'd have to save up quite a bit of rations to
How many rations?
soak. How many moonflowers do you have?
It says basket of moonflowers.
It's just, yeah, so it's that much. You would need a few weeks worth of rations.
Oh, okay.
So start saving.
Okay. Well.
To put it in real world terms, in order to make a tincture of anything, I generally pour like a whole fucking bottle of vodka or brandy over a bunch of
Okay.
herbs. And then you would let it soak for a long time.
Okay.
But it does then transfer any medicinal properties over to the alcohol.
Okay. So,
Hey, real world knowledge.
with knowing that, I would like to ask her if there would be a possibility I could like get like, I don't know, a ration advance, or at least borrow some. But I'm thinking maybe I'll like try and go fishing and like catch a fish that I can use as like bribery to like let her give me some stuff if I could catch a really good one
Okay.
or something.
Fishing, while headed full speed at open seas.
It's not gonna work.
Not really a thing that you can do.
Unfortunate. Damn.
If you tried it, you would not get anything to happen. There's a reason they use nets.
Okay.
As far as getting a rum
Maybe I
ration
could bribe her or
advance,
something. Well, not in advance, but like I would want to bring them to her and.
getting more rum would actually be up to
Easier.
the first mate.
Oh, would that be Alakian then?
Because he's the one who handles affairs of the ship.
Okay.
As far as my ships go, no one get angry at me.
Okay, I'll go ask him then.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm
Char asks
assuming
him.
there's a question. Yeah. So
And
there's no reason in.
Explains it better than I'm going to.
So what do you actually say
Okay, I would like to say
as far as why you need it? That's what we need. Because
I'm gonna tell him the mission we went on after we saw him last took us up into these mountains where I collected these flowers that I think, if properly brewed in a way, can create a healing potion that can help me. But we were forced out of Arkala before someone could show me how to do it. And I'm worried that by the time we get to the place we're going, Omnia, they'll have gone bad. So I'm trying to keep them fresh, but I need more rum, and I'd be very appreciative if there's anything you can do for me. I would like extra help around the ship, or like I could give him gold or something.
Okay.
Like,
So your argument
basically is these are really important to me. There's nothing I can do about
They're
them now. I
important to
need
you.
to keep them until there's something I can do with them, because
Okay.
if I don't do this now, I'm gonna lose them.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. That
God.
basically set the DC.
Not gonna be good. Oh my god, it's another natural 20.
Holy shit.
I am, what the fuck?
See,
Nice.
those dice should be the ones you
This
should
was
roll.
the one that
Yeah,
betrayed me
it has been
before.
betraying you.
Well, then it.
Natural 20.
It took
Plus,
a timeout.
I don't have a big persuasion. Plus 5, so 25.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, oh
Didn't
my
expect
God.
that.
Neither did
So Alakian just sort of takes kindly to you and sees in your eyes how important it is.
And he likes you because you beat
Also,
him at
her
gambling a couple
background.
times.
Did, yeah.
Like, people want to help her.
And he looks around at everyone and sort of tilts his head and says, "All right, what I can do, I can tell this is important to you, and you have, you've been helping us, and I didn't properly thank you for helping us with the pirates. So you know what I'm going to do.
Oh my god.
Follow me." And he leads you down to his sort of area, and he digs through his bags and pulls out a bottle of his own and hands it to you.
Oh my god.
It's very high proof rum.
Thank you.
Basically smells like rubbing alcohol,
Yeah, I'm
but
like,
it's his own that he's
Wow, thank you so much.
having. Which incidentally will make a better change.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet.
I give him a hug.
And he
Yeah, like one of those like small jumpy hugs.
his arms are out, but then he eventually
Oh,
pats you on the back
that's
and is
pure.
like, "It's my pleasure, really." Anyway, we should get back.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna then. Do I just do that in like a barrel or something?
You can ask for like a bottle, which would be better.
Oh, can I do
an
it
empty-
in the bottle of rum that you gave me, or would I have to get a different one?
Technically,
Yeah.
you'd have to spend a bunch of time. Like you'd pour some out, like maybe store it somewhere else, and then
Mm-hmm. Okay.
spend a bunch of time putting moonflowers in
Well, I
through
have
the
7 days.
through
so.
the tiny little gap.
Find
It's
an
going to be
empty
the
bottle.
most tedious and
Yeah.
annoying job
You
ever.
just fill halfway another empty bottle and you
Yeah.
fill both of
Great,
them.
that's what I do then. So I have 2 bottles, split the rum between the 2,
And you put the
I put the
moonflowers in-
flowers in each one.
Each one? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have 2 corked bottles of
Okay.
tincture refining.
Great.
Cool.
Speaking of
Moonflower.
rum, is there any does the ship hold any ingredients that we might even attempt to make a orc brew if we even
say,
wanted?
'cause we
if
have
we're
a
able
brew.
to?
They can.
Also, I'm gonna put these bottles of rum under like our.
That was
stuff
gonna be
in
the
our-
second thing
Do you have our
I
own
did.
cabin, or is it just a bunch of hammocks?
There's a lot of hammocks.
Then I'm just gonna put them in my bag.
You've got your own shit.
I just
though.
put them in my
Yeah.
That
bag.
was gonna be the
People on
second
this-
thing I
people on
did
this,
throughout the week.
On this crew seem to be
Yeah,
fine.
honest. Yeah.
And where are they going to run if they steal something?
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, that's honestly the
Yeah,
thing. It's on the
seriously.
open seas.
They
Really
wouldn't
stupid
because
idea
of
to
the
steal something.
implication.
Exactly. But yeah,
You didn't
I
appreciate
forgot
my
the
Dennis
second
face.
thing I would have done during my week, other than talk to Nigel, would help Kieran with orc brewing.
Okay, so
yeah.
both of you make an investigation check, or one of you with advantage, to see if there's any freaking ingredients on the ship
only
that you
plus
can
one.
either ask for or pilfer.
roll
Because
twice.
first you have to figure out if there is even anything available, and then you have to see if you can use it to make beer.
21.
21. There is beer making supplies because you get things like oats and whatnot.
Right.
It is possible to make beer out of lots of stuff. The yeast is more difficult to come by. Interestingly, with that roll, you were able to find, asking around, basically making your case to sailors about how a nice beer would be.
We're making brews.
They're like,
Brewskis.
yeah, I actually have some. I was always really into this sort of brewing thing. I just was never able to do it. We're all busy on the ship and whatnot. Let me get it for you. And he gets you enough yeast for a batch of beer.
Does this mean we don't have to ask anything for it?
Nope, you still don't have any of the other shit.
Okay. Do
You have yeast, though. You have
do you want
brewer's
to
yeast.
ask the captain or a Lockian? Or
What am I asking?
we still need to have a few other materials.
You need to
from
get the grains and the water.
Yeah, we need to ask for permission to get some stuff. Would you?
There's plenty of water around you, but you'd have to boil it away.
Wait, we have someone that can control water or make water, right? Can they just make water and
Create food and water.
Oh.
Like literally out of
out of nothing
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it.
Okay.
just make water?
But
so we just need greens.
You still need the grains.
Can't I make
Yours.
grains?
No, because
Make
it's this
food?
weird. Create food. If you read the spell, it's like it makes this stuff.
It's like what Ray. It's like what Ray eats.
It's like what
in
Ray eats in
Force Awakens.
It is stuff that's technically edible. It does not mean it's great. There's no flavor. You
Okay.
get full.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
I'll
need
make
like
water, so we just need grains.
yeah, we just need grains or nuts or whatever. Would you be obliged to ask the captain? If not, I'll try and
It
ask the captain.
feels like
I'll ask the captain.
I feel like you're both going up to ask.
we're asking together.
Yeah, we'll ask for permission to see if we can have, and we'll pulling out the book,
Amount
give
of-
them the approximate amount of how much it would take to make a full
And
cask.
I'll
of-
let you pick which orcish
which
brew.
which orc brew would this be able to make?
Okay.
What,
That's funny.
So Ernesto goes. Well, I have to say this is the first as a captain to be asked about making beer aboard the ship.
Surprises me.
yeah,
So,
but it does take
but
a
you're
lot.
both coming up and asking them. So I'm gonna make you get advantage anyway.
And what kind of check is
Persuasion.
this? I'm alright.
You're not lying to them.
Yeah, I'll let you persuade.
That's
I'll
a
just do
17.
puppy eyes from behind for the for the help.
Yeah.
17.
And actually, the fact that Kieran's here did lower the DC. So
Hell yeah,
so Ernesto says,
I like that.
I mean, beer sounds not.
because I'm so cute.
You know what? Fine. Takes
Same.
Oh, it sounded like a ball.
You're doing a bouncy ball. Take some. There's some leftover stuff in the back of the galley. It's probably already half fermented anyway. But
hell yeah.
You can, or back of the storage area. You can take that, make whatever you want, and I'm gonna choose. Flips through
Yeah, I
the
was about
book.
to say, Captain, this is for you.
It's for us.
Vintar's seasonal IPA.
Excellent
Yeah.
choice,
Oh
Captain.
Jesus.
Well, for the next
IPA.
week, we will.
IPA
Help
in
that.
this world is. I'll come up with what that acronym means in this
Well, I
world.
guess for the week after we got our supplies, we
You don't
would-
have any hops, but I don't care.
Captain, do you have any hops?
You don't have any hops.
Oh.
It's going to be a hopless beer.
Oh, hopless beer, that's fine.
Just my type.
It's going to be very malty, which is very interesting for what's labeled as an IPA. Which is the opposite of that.
That's what
So in
we'll-
this world,
Okay,
IPAs
so-
are super malty.
Cool. All right.
So where do we go from here?
Then you've got to try and make the thing.
I would
Yeah.
like to try to make
Which
the
is-
thing.
Over the week,
in
we'd like to try and make the thing.
Intelligence check.
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah,
And if you both work together, you get advantage on it. But
Hell yeah.
neither of you are proficient in the thing.
17.
That was the DC.
I was about to say we've got other shipmates helping us. I assume they're all interested.
Yeah,
in-
everybody's sort of gathered around. They're looking.
We're brewing.
We out here.
And you act like you know what you're doing.
That's
and you
so
pour
We
the thing
kind of
in.
watched Damien
You
a little
boil
bit.
the stuff and you've got it boiling for a while. Over
I'm,
the
like,
next 7
flipping
days, you
things.
get it set up to start fermenting.
Hell yeah.
And you
I'm
put it
just
in
gonna be
barrels.
sitting up on the bow, just watching all
Back
this
to
happen,
where
like,
we were.
These
You
guys.
have
These
fermenting
guys.
Squint squat on the
whatever
case.
gibberish word I said.
Yeah.
Vision couch.
I
Well,
feel.
Dark Vision Couch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
if that's all for everybody's stuff there.
Yes.
Shar, anything else you
I'm
want to
trying. I don't think so.
What do we think Lilia would have done in the week?
Yeah.
Lilia would be with
Are there
Daisy.
any like cool tricks you can teach Daisy? Like anything?
Sit.
It's up to you.
I don't know. Okay, what does Lilia teach Daisy how to do?
Sit, stay, attack.
Well, I
Just
think
say
she
attack?
already knows how to do that.
Not by command, though.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
say attack. Okay, so
Great.
somebody make,
7 days
with advantage,
With
make an
advantage.
animal handling
Okay.
check for
for
Lily.
Lilia. Does someone have her sheet up?
Someone have our stats.
Yes, I do. What are we doing?
Animal handling with advantage.
Oh, wow. That's
Oh.
way better than mine.
Oh, I was gonna roll. Okay. That's
24.
Yeah,
nice.
Holy shit.
Jesus, you guys are rolling great when nothing terrible is happening.
Yeah, right.
When it's not my
Imagine
character.
that.
All right, so yeah, over
Dope,
those days,
dope.
Lilia spends some time. She uses her lute and she sings sort of command songs
Interesting.
to Daisy, and she ends up being able to attack a mannequin that you build out of random shit, and sitting and staying. So now Lilia can use, I guess, a bonus action, or a free action. I would say it's not that hard.
Free
to
action?
just yeah. There's no free actions
Hell
in the
yeah.
system, but yeah, basically she can command Daisy.
I like to think that we would summon Chompy, and we would use Chompy as
Yeah,
like, the
sure.
mannequin.
Just attacking my dude.
It's an inanimate object.
Fighting my little man.
Can we also teach
training.
her how to play dead?
I'm sitting up on the top
Bang
of
bang.
I want to see my little boy.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Great. Awesome.
So yeah, Lilia rolled. Good job, Tess.
Well done, Tess.
So good.
I did it.
So yeah,
Yes.
Daisy can now
Sit, stay, attack.
sit, stay, and attack a specific target.
I'm gonna
If
not
you want a specific target, yeah.
do anything here.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that's good to know.
Now what?
So over the next 7 days, I also want everybody here to roll a intelligence check.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And this has
Oh,
something
that
to do
was
with
bad. Finally got a bad
Ooh.
one.
That's a 10.
7.
18.
17.
17. So somebody roll for Lilia as well.
What's your
I'm sorry,
modifier?
11.
11. Okay.
Okay, so Nigel's doing great in the ship. Wynn's doing great in the ship. Kieran's doing great in the ship. Everybody
I'm
else
very
is like
attentive.
okay.
I'm trying to impress a boy.
So okay is not super failure. So I'm improving the crew skill by 1 point.
Wait, what happened?
Our crew skill.
Oh,
Your
great.
crew. There's a word for it. It's crew.
Am I like?
That's cool.
Am I cute when I'm doing the ship stuff? Or?
I haven't blown up the ship.
check.
I haven't blown a cup of cannon yet or
What's
anything
my
like that.
cuteness
No, you're
modifier?
good.
Hold on.
I actually
What is your cuteness modifier?
don't want to know because I'm sure it's not great.
I don't know.
Charisma
I've seen your art. You're pretty darn cute.
There's a word for it, and I can't find it. Whatever. It's quality. Quality.
Quality. Yay.
So the crew's quality is now up to +5
Sweet.
because you guys don't suck.
Wow.
That will maybe come into play as
Oh yeah, we're about to hit
Oh
a
yeah.
storm.
Is there any chance I could have made any more of those torch arrows?
Is it Storm Islands
I
or
had time.
Isles of Storm?
I only had 4 from the first time.
the problem is you were only allotted that amount of pitch and cloth
Yeah.
because
Oh.
they need it for ship
Yeah,
shit. You
they
can't
do.
raid the ship
okay.
stores
Yeah, that's fair.
for
Okay,
too much.
cool. I'm
They
just
gave you
asking.
what they
We've
had.
been stealing a lot from this crew.
And after
No,
this
it's
third
fine.
question, they're like,
Third question.
Steal their shit.
I'm not
So-
stealing their shit. Okay.
on the 6th day-ish,
Yes.
6th and a half day,
Yeah.
Ernesto gives the order to put up storm sails just in case. And they read the weather and they make sure it's definitely going to come because of course it is. Why would I not put it into the thing? And they put up the thicker sails they got, the things that can last for the storm. And as you get closer over the next half a day, over through the night, and towards the Isle of Storms, the rain does start coming down.
This is our third day? Or seven?
Six and a half.
Number 6.
And
There's a storm coming on.
it is very windy. It is immense fucking buckets of rain. And Ernesto and Alakian are both working on board, going, get everybody to their fucking stations. We gotta weather this storm out. And the ship is being buffeted to the side. These waves have become like that scene in Pocahontas. And there's lightning just you're all sort of hanging on for dear life. This is your first time really on a ship for any length of time, and the storm is just buffeting the ship back and forth. You're barely hanging on, still clearly just going through the ocean at top speed, but as your ship goes over another crest and slams down into the over another massive wave. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great.
Oh, God damn it. This is the worst thing that could happen here.
Okay. That's a natural 15
That was a natural 1.
plus 5. That's a 20.
9.
Can I be under
Jinxed
making
it.
sure all cannons and like gear
Yep, you're there.
underneath
You're
are
at
like
your
secure?
station.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
good.
trying to tie down all movable objects.
Somebody roll
That
for
one's
Lilia
going
as well.
away.
Yeah, who can roll for Lilia?
I don't want to roll for
Well,
Lilia.
my other
roll.
Here,
Still under
I'll
the
roll.
couch.
You just read the additions.
Okay.
There we go. That's a natural
Oh, no, I
17
dropped
plus
one on the
whatever.
couch.
18 for
I just
Lilia.
remembered.
Okay, everybody who got below 10 isn't doing great.
I'm not doing great.
You can guess.
Who is the
All
not
right, I'm
doing
tying
great?
shit
been a
down.
while. It's been a
Is it
while.
all of us, really? Oh my god.
Kieran's having a bad time.
All right.
Lilia's fine.
So
though.
this up and down motion, that's what gets you. And especially with the rain, you're like sort of
That
slightly.
checks out.
You've been in a storm in a ship, but a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
and you're trying to like do what you're being told to do, and also your stomach is starting to rumble, and you're like, this is a terrible time.
Not a fan.
The adrenaline is helping keep it
Yeah.
not like you're dying, but
That's
I just
good.
wanted to add that.
Sure.
The gunnery master is keeping me stable.
Yes.
Telling me shit to
He's
do.
like, all right, you run over there. Make sure these cannons are tied down. I don't know what accent I'm doing for this man.
it's something.
It sure is an accent.
It doesn't
I
sound
do.
like normal you.
All right.
Send me in there, coach.
So, as the storm picks up, Ernesto yells, "We're getting close to the Isle of Storms!
Okay.
Everybody,
That means it's gonna get worse.
everybody batten down the hatches, as it
Jesus.
were." And everybody
Oh, God.
now needs to make...
Can somebody rescue my D20 from underneath the couch? Jason, you said it went under the couch.
Yes, it's
Hang on.
like
Oh,
right.
there it is.
Oh,
So,
awesome. Thank you.
y'all are not
I
a
guess
specific area of the crew that would help in this.
Oh,
that's why I wanted to be underneath.
What?
Hashtag
But-
bless.
What?
I'm going to make it a success or failure, depending on how y'all roll.
Okay.
For the remainder of the crew.
You are being the crew,
Okay.
so it's overall.
stressful.
We're in charge of 20 souls.
You do also have a very skilled captain
UED.
How?
and a first mate, and
You blessed people.
Well, I was thinking more
just
with
bless you
my
Control water.
control water, if
This is a lot of
redirecting
water.
the flow of water, or if parting the water would help.
not really.
Because I could part the
It's also a
rain
very.
water.
You can't stop rain with control water.
I mean, you can move it though, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were trying to keep someone dry, like you could hypothetically stop, like block the rain above someone.
I'm going to.
Yeah, because it's inside of a cube up to 100 feet on each side. So if I
Oh.
went up,
Give me one second.
Technically, like stop the fall of rain on the actual boat.
yeah.
Like it wouldn't stop it around it, but just like it wouldn't hit the
So
deck.
parting the water would be bad because you'd end up at the
You're
bottom
at the
of
bottom
the
of
sea.
the
Yeah.
sea. Yeah.
Even if I chose above the boat as my area of effect.
Sure, it could stop the rain, but the
Just
sea
from
would
hitting
still
us,
be
right?
going.
Yeah.
You can't just make the water still in that 100-meter.
Cannot do that. According to the way that this is, it can change the flow of the water, but the fact is there's a lot of potential energy and kinetic energy in the seawater right now. You
And
could definitely
wind.
stop it from being
try it.
as wet on the thing, and I will give you advantage just as part of the
Oh,
overall crew.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So-
they're not slipping. Or
But I
something.
can do like redirect flow and push us out of the storm.
Well, we have to go through the storm for where we're going.
Well, yeah, but I just mean like to make it a faster trip, kind of hurry us through.
Sorry, could you say that again? I was reading ship rules.
Oh, yeah, I was saying with redirect flow, would I be able to push the ship through faster?
You could, but it would also slam you into waves faster. That's what I was.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Physics.
If she stops the rain that's falling onto the ship, does
It
that
just
help
makes
with
it
like
clear. So that's why
with anything? Yeah.
that roll gets advantage.
Got it. Cool.
Just their
And
roll.
since Lilia's not here, I'm not having her included in this. I'm having the players at the table be the crew.
Okay.
So you
Well,
all
I'm
need
gonna-
I'm
to
in
make-
charge of 5 people.
I guess I'll
Okay.
do that so that it's a little less.
Okay, so you get advantage on this roll. Everybody make a d20 roll with a +5, which is the crew quality.
That is a 13 for my 5 souls.
15.
17.
14. Do you want me to roll for Lily or no?
No, we're
No,
not.
we're not.
No, we're not.
So,
I got 17.
okay,
Is that helpful?
so another, and I gotta roll for
That is
that.
a mediocre roll.
17.
Mediocre.
To be
Okay,
fair,
No,
they all
I
were.
rolled
They're
mediocre.
all mediocre.
You added 5, right?
Yeah. Mediocre.
so this is a very strong storm.
Great.
And as the ship gets buffeted to the side and lightning strikes in water around you and just there's stuff in the water and everything, the ship, the sails, even though they're stronger, some parts of it rip. Bits of the side of the ship seem definitely damaged in that event. The ship is being thrown around. You guys have never been on a ship in this sort of weather, so this is terrifying as well. And you're all trying to sort of hold on, and you're being orders are being yelled across as people are suddenly not getting soaked for a little while as the control water spell works for a bit.
Concentration, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10
Okay.
minutes. And so that helps a bit, but everybody's still, the ship's still being buffeted, and the ship definitely takes damage in that. It was a failure, but not a total failure.
What
Okay.
did we have to get?
Uh,
It's like,
There was a DC of 17.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
so only my 5.
So, how many crew did we end up losing?
But Ernesto did really
we
well.
didn't
the cook
lose
did really well.
anybody. We just kind of.
No, it just damages the ship and
Oh,
slows it
okay.
down for a bit. And as you continue through this storm, and you're trying to hold down all the ropes and everything happens, you pass by, and in flashes of pass by this Isle of Storms, and you can see it sort of in the distance, this looming section of land. And as these lightning happens, you start to see shapes appear in the area around you. And you keep going, and flash of lightning, and you see a shape off to the starboard side. You continue for a while, more flashes, but you don't see anything.
Ooh, I
Then
don't
you
like
flash of lightning, and you see 2 shapes on either side
A
of the.
triangle?
of the-
a
of the-
pentagon? What?
You
What
can't
kind
really
of
tell.
shape?
It's sort of
A rhombus?
I
It's,
informed the gunnery master. Sure.
A dodecahedron?
so you see some shapes. They look like just silhouettes in the lightning.
this. Yeah.
And as you get closer, like you're
Like none of this.
aligned with the actual island itself, you hear.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
If
Oh,
I
no.
can find.
Oh, no.
You hear.
Our island was peaceful. Our island was ours.
Oh no.
Wonderful and wet. Something happened in your world. The humanoids unleashed hell due to their arrogance and power lust.
More flashes of lightning, and you see these shapes. They're coming closer, and you start to see they're sort of beings. They've got arms and sort of flat, squished faces that sort of look frog-like, and they've got this tendril.
How large are they?
They are large, and this sort of whirlpool of water below them that seems to be keeping them held aloft.
Oh boy.
And they've got a trident in each hand, but you can only basically see them every time the lightning flashes. And out around the sides of the ship, 2 other creatures that just sort of look like tendrils of water, like in Moana, but evil, start going around the ship.
Oh no.
That's not the right fucking thing.
Spooky. It's definitely a spooky moment.
It's
Okay, I don't
dramatic.
know. This one doesn't sound that bad. Maybe that's the music. Maybe.
And as this happens, it continues.
And now it's overwhelmed by demons from the abyss and hell.
Not our fault.
Prep captains. Prep
We
captains.
blame all of you, and no one from your world will be allowed to move past our land any longer. Prepare to be punished.
Fuck.
And as
Cannon,
this
sir.
would normally be a battle, but it's 10 o'clock. I'm just going to call it there. Because otherwise it's going to be a bit
You're
of a long
right.
battle.
We'll be here till
Damn.
midnight otherwise.
Yes.
Damn.
Let's do it.
Holy shit.
I can stay till midnight. Let's do it.
We're gonna play again until the 29th.
Yeah.
Ugh, this sucks.
Oh man, that was awesome.
That was so cool.
Naval
Oh my God.
battle.
Some people here
Now are we?
cut things open.
That was
We're
awesome.
We're still
suddenly
recording.
Wind
That was
Waker,
awesome.
guys.
What?
It was
This is
awesome.
suddenly Wind Waker.
It was great.
Wind Waker?
Have you not played that game?
Nah.
Okay, it's like Zelda
Zelda
classic.
game.
Zelda
Yeah.
classic.
There was a naked man in that window.
Are you serious?
Oh great.
Oh,
There sure
well,
was.
it's shirtless man.
Oh, that's not.
No,
Oh,
I
you saw a butt?
butt.
But a butt.
That'll happen.
But a butt.
I'm pretty certain
I just
my
wasn't
neighbors see
expecting it.
my butt all the time.
Anyway,
Jason purposely shows our neighbors his like.
Jason's secretly an exhibition. It's now on it's in recorded.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in
It
there.
is canon.
Anyway,
It is known.
so
I am
next
so-
time hopefully we'll have the whole party
Woo! We will.
and we will have this ship battle and the rest of your journey to Omniasari.
Well, and I'm pretty sure I can be done early that day, so we can
That'd
do
be
would be
awesome.
That would be
awesome.
awesome. That'd be
much
so cool.
extended
Let's do
because
that,
I'll
yeah.
be done at noon,
That'd be awesome.
and I'll
Even
have
better.
a vehicle,
Because then we could do
so I can
the
be here by like 12.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Super
spoil
excited.
anything, but yeah, so
We're gonna do shit.
so anyway, thank you so much all for listening.
Thank you
Yay, we
guys.
love you.
Merry Christmas.